Thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book, because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
MoJo 50. The question isn't who's going to let us. The question is who's going to stop us. Adjust your mojo now. Thank you. The mothership has landed. Doc Thompson, Brad Staggs, the mighty MoJo 50.
She was born a peasant in a small French village. Illiterate girl claimed to hear divine voices and see visions of St. Michael, St. Catherine of Alexandria, and St. Margaret of Antioch. Not the one in Tennessee, I don't believe. This all started when she was 13. Their message: help Charles VII, heir of Charles VI, to be named the rightful king of France. This, of course, Joan of Arc, who was burned at the stake on this day in 1430. That's 588 years ago.
Joan of Arc burned at the stake. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Thursday, folks.
Yeah, that's well, here's the reason I start with that. I tweeted out earlier the picture of the bearded Spock.
The bearded Spock, yeah.
Now sits here in the MoJo 50 Freedom Dojo on the banks of the beautiful flowing waters of the MoJo River just outside. He represents the upside down. The left is right, up is down, back is forward, etc., etc. Joan of Arc was jailed for more than a year, put on trial for charges including heresy, witchcraft, and here's the kicker: violating divine law for dressing like a man. Now, I want you to contrast that with this, the newly released commercial from Gillette.
Growing up, I was always trying to figure out what kind of man I wanted to become, and I'm still trying to figure out what kind of man that I want to become. I always knew I was different. I didn't know that there was a term for the type of person that I was. I went into my transition just wanting to be happy. I'm glad I'm at the point where I'm able to shave. South, south, north, north, east, west, never in a hurry. Right.
One. Now don't be scared. Don't be scared. Shaving is about being confident. Oh, you're doing fine. You are doing fine.
I'm at the point in my manhood where I'm actually happy. It's not just myself transitioning, it's everybody around me transitioning.
And there you have it. The first commercial from Gillette aimed at a transgender man. They are doubling down.
Yeah, they are.
They are doubling down. And that 588 years after they burned Joan of Arc at the stake for, we've come a long way. We have come a long way. This is, what is
the problem I have with that video?
Yes.
You're never supposed to go north. Aren't you supposed to go south?
I never well, that's just it. I mean, it depends. It depends on the day. And I had a couple of problems.
The obvious problem I have with that video.
The other one is shaving is about being confident. I thought shaving was about getting rid of the hair on your face.
Don't be scared.
Is that what it is? Samson Bonkia Bantu Brown is a trans rights activist shown being tutored by his father in the art of shaving. The one thing I did agree on when we talk about shaving the chin, don't be in a hurry because you will cut the crap out of your chin if
and
you
it
are
will
in a
bleed
hurry.
for like 14 hours.
Days, it seems like. Which is why I can't quite figure out why any woman would want to transition to a man. Then you got to start shaving your face.
Or man to a woman, because
then you got to shave other places.
Oh, good Lord.
Can you imagine we had to shave our legs? Oh, I would never have a date. I just wouldn't. I'd have the hairiest legs as a woman. It would be like, nope, not. Women can get by with so many things. I went to see the at Bailey Shelton at Beauty by Bailey yesterday. She cut my hair and she was washing my hair, and I thought, we're discussing the things that women can do that men can't do. For instance, she says, oh yeah, sometimes the other girls and I, hey Mary, you want me to wash your hair? And I'm thinking, if two dudes did that, it would like, hey, Ron, you want me to wash your hair?
See, my problem with that question is be like, hells yeah, Brad.
It just, but people would.
Should we go now?
They kind of give you the sideways glance, or the I've got to go to the bathroom. Will you go with me? Women get away with so much that men just
are all male hairdressers gay.
No, actually, I knew one in Knoxville who wasn't.
I use the term hairdresser. I'm not talking about barber.
I'm sure there are some gay barbers.
Well, I'm sure there are too, but I'm talking about those that work in like the spas and stuff.
I've known straight guy, and actually what he would always tell me is, dude, the women you're working with, he says, oh yeah. So you're kind of like you're like the fox in the hen house, right? The straight guy,
right.
So, but yeah, no, there are both. Now, there are they have their fair share of gay men in the hairdressing industry, and I'm not sure what draws them to it, whatever it is. But apparently, Gillette now, I mean, like I said, they are doubling down on this whole thing. They are, I'm not sure. I guess they are. I guess they're banking on a world that is full of transgender men. I'm not really sure.
Maybe so. Got a message came in that said, didn't that new quote man shave her legs before she switched?
Yeah, she just maybe she got tired of having to bend over to shave the legs, and
maybe she knew she was a man from young age, and just didn't.
And how how horrible would that be to grow up in a body that you didn't feel like was your own? I mean, it would be awful. I feel for that person.
There's some empathy there for me too, but quite honestly, I don't know that I had those type of thoughts when I was growing up that I want to be a girl.
Well, you probably didn't because you didn't have gender dysphoria. I mean, it's a mental disorder. It is what it is. I mean, when you have those thoughts, those feelings, to have those feelings to an extent to which you feel like you have to undergo surgery, and take hormones. I mean, good grief, that would be, I would think, debilitating. I mean, I'm thankful that, of course, as men, we've got our own crap to worry about, like who's going to make our sandwiches. Who's going to clean the house? I mean, we have to find somebody to do that. Brown, the activist, wrote on Twitter that he is deeply grateful for those supporting him throughout my transition. I never thought that I would ever be able to achieve even a fraction of this impact on the world by simply living my truth. Gillette also hasn't shied away from controversy. It comes to depictions of women. Sparked backlash this year, of course, tweeting the photo of the obese woman. Remember that one, the obese?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nobody really wants to see a fatty in a bikini.
No.
Well, I stand corrected. There are a couple of people. I mean, there are some chubby chasers out there who'd like to see that. I'm just not one of them.
What was the term you used?
Chubby chaser?
No. Fatty.
Oh, fat fatty. I mean, people who are fat fatties know that they're fat fatties.
Brad, I'm a fat fatty. Well, no, I'm just a fat fatty.
You haven't reached that stage yet. I'm closing in on it. I'm blaming it on my...
but my bikini's too small anyways.
I identify, but you look fabulous in it. I identify as a thin person right now. Speaking of mental disorders, did you see the guy who set himself on fire yesterday?
Are you kidding me?
On the... it occurred less than a mile from the White House. It was on that park. There's a park right... I think it's behind the White House.
It is south of the White House.
Yeah.
It's...
It's
Giant oval park.
It's between that and the Washington Monument.
That's correct.
My car got towed from the street that it faces one day. Well, it got towed. We were there in D.C. doing something, parked there, did not see the sign because they hide them pretty well saying no parking after like 5 o'clock.
Right.
Looked at my watch. It was like, oh, crap.
It's like the eclipse or something is what it's called. But, yeah, I mean, I saw the video. The guy.
This guy just
is an idiot.
He's obviously got something wrong upstairs. Because some people thought maybe he had a fire suit on. It doesn't appear that he did. There is actual video of it here. I think this is the...
Yeah, it's got some words, so bear with us.
Does it? Yeah, I mean, you can see him off in the distance. He's fully engulfed in flames, too. It's not like just... and he's burning there for a while. I mean, if you've ever watched any of those... features or documentaries on people.
Now, the one that I saw actually was a kid that was standing closer. You see those two kids over by the ballpark. It was one of those kids filming it,
right?
And he used the foul language, but guy, in this video, you saw this guy was standing still, but in the other video, he's actually walking across the park. And I'm going to tell you, he was on fire a lot longer than I thought he would have been.
Well,
still standing.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, if he was wearing a fireproof suit, that'd be one thing because he's on fire longer than you generally see people in a fire suit in a movie being on fire. They say he suffered burns over 85% of his body.
You think?
And he's fighting for his life. I mean, they honestly, at that point. It would have almost been kinder of them to let him burn. Do you know burn victim? Have you ever met a burn?
I have not, but it's not a pretty sight. I mean, because they have to scrub that every day. It's just painful. I mean,
horrible. I did some work with the Alicia and Roosh Burn Foundation years and years ago, back in it was around 1990. It was in radio out in L.A. and it was. I had to interview a couple of people who were burn victims, and one guy didn't have a nose. One guy he didn't have an ear. He didn't have ears or a nose because it just
gone.
And it's just so hard. I mean, you can't help but stare. And these people. I mean, that is the fate worse than death. That is when you are a burn victim like that. And obviously, the guy, there's something wrong upstairs with him because you don't light yourself on fire for no reason. They say he managed to stand upright before officials got to him. Amid reports, he was wearing a protective suit, which would have given him some protection. 85% of his body was burned. Suspicious package on fire near him, which was also extinguished. Not to be confused with our suspicious package Friday, which is tomorrow.
By the way, is stacking up.
Yes,
over
we
here.
do.
Holy crap.
None of them are on fire, are they?
No, they're not.
Good.
At this point.
He was later transported to a nearby hospital with life-threatening injuries.
Okay.
Do you think? Now, and again, why at this point?
What was the point he was trying to make? That's what I want to know.
No idea.
Why go to is it the ellipse? Maybe it's the ellipse. Why go there and walk across the lawn? I mean, is he trying? Is it a political point? Political statement? Or let me just light myself on fire? I bet he was trying to smoke a doobie on the White House lawn.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a vape and it exploded.
Mm-hmm. Could have been, except I think he was doused with kerosene.
Yeah. So that first picture you showed actually unless it was skin falling off, God bless him, it actually showed sleeves on his shirt.
Yeah. It looks like he's dressed in long sleeves. It's chilly in D.C. right now, apparently, and long pants. And I do find it humorous that they pixelated his face. Not really sure why they did that, but they did. And whatever point he was trying to make was lost in the fact that the dude was on fire.
Yeah.
That tends to overshadow any point you're trying to make when you light yourself on fire. So it's, again, I'm not so sure they did him any favors by extinguishing him.
I think he wanted a part in the next Game of Thrones.
Well, he's going to be suffering quite a while.
ABC is reporting that he did pass away.
That's probably for the best.
Oh, yeah.
Probably for the best. But yeah, and there are some other, I don't know if it was a a full moon. I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot of craziness going on in the world, and we'll get to more of it. First, though, I want to, all of this time, I have been an idiot when it comes to telling you about the promo code for the gun box.
Which is funny because I'm sitting here, too. That makes us dose idiots.
Well, you know what? Idiocy loves company. It's when you go to, and I even tested it this morning to make sure I was right. If you go to thegunbox.com, when you choose the gun box of your choice, you go ahead, put it in the cart, and then when you, through the checkout process, little box there, it says
promo
code. You have a promo code, and you enter MoJo50. Don't
MoJo 50, MoJo 50, MoJo 50. Don't use the code on the front of the website.
No,
because it doesn't give us
right. And honestly, that's why we want to get credit, because we want to show them that y'all are buying it because you heard it here. I mean, that's simple and plain enough English for you. So
just out of curiosity, if you bought a gun box and you used a code other than MoJo 50, just saying, send us an email, please. Let us know.
Or just tweet us.
Yeah, tweet us.
Tweet us. And
it doesn't matter how you let us know. I just want to know if you bought a gun box.
Yeah.
And
I think a lot more you bought them than what
was tracked for MoJo.
So my bad, not knowing that. So MoJo50 is the code, no matter if you're going to get the 2.0 or the Echo or the SK1. And when you get any of them, if you, I think it's wise that you sign up for the alerts, those smart alerts that tell you. I mean, I'm not aware of any other gun safe that you can get, and there may be one out there, but I guarantee you it doesn't stand up to the toughness and the features of the gun box that will send you an alert if somebody messes with your gun box. You don't want people touching your box. Or maybe you do, but not your gun box. Go to thegunbox.com and remember promo code MoJo50. I promised, by the way, speaking of crazy, I promised the Miwi chat room I'd pay them more love yesterday, and I didn't. So to honor the deal
broken
that I made,
promises. Okay.
I'm good at it. I've been married twice. I've learned how to break promises left and right. Let's be frank in PA over there. He was trying to film the burning road flare suppository challenge. Hey-oh, hang on a second. There it is, and is it right to make fun of somebody who sets himself on fire? You know what? If you set yourself on fire, you're setting yourself up. And on fire.
Yeah, you are.
So, yeah. And then when you do it on the White House lawn, you're asking for attention.
Was it right to make fun of somebody who runs out in front of a train? Hell no, it's not right.
Well, yeah, absolutely it is right to make fun of him, because what a
who the hell
dumbass
runs out in front of a train?
Exactly. A dumbass does it. That's who runs in front of a train. Why, we were very clear about that. And angry about it, too. Because what did he do? He left the rest of us with a shit ton of work. But I digress. Backyard cows over in the MeWe chat room. Come on, baby, light my fire.
Oh, the jokes are coming out.
Saddle effing tramp about the Gillette commercial. I think she had an addictomy.
Oh. The infamous surgery.
Why can't folks just be instead of seeking constant validation? Don Cheech. That's a good question. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be accepted. Bob Teagarden. Just tweeted the meme, or just in the MeWe chat room, just posted the meme. I think Trump is mentally unstable. This is a quote from the guy on fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's generally what you get from the Trump is crazy crowd. It's continuing down the crazy road. Video game addiction now officially considered a mental disorder, according to the World Health Organization.
Wait, a mental disorder?
It is now a mental disorder.
If you have a video game addiction.
That is correct. Welcome again to the...
Or you're just a Gen Z.
Upside down.
What? I mean, why does that...
Welcome to the Bearded Spock universe.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm not even a gamer, and at least, I mean, I do know I've got families that sit around and game. Hell, there are people making millions of dollars out there, Brad.
Yeah. I'm just glad I'm not
a gamer.
I'm just glad I'm not addicted to anything.
Good Lord.
See the irony there. The World Health Organization made video game addiction an official mental health disorder. Geneva-headquartered organization added gaming disorder to the International Statistical Classification of Diseases and Related Health Problems. Damn, that's a hard thing to fit on a folder tab, isn't it? They shorten it to ICD-11, which goes into effect January 2022. So until that time, you're not officially... you don't have an official disorder. It's not until January in
so you got some time, folks. Get some help. Yeah,
really. Check yourself into. Go to that rehab center. Kid Harrington's in. It should set you back.
How many rehab facilities have games in them? Game consoles.
What the hell else are you going to do at a rehab facility?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Now you can't play games. You shouldn't smoke. You can't drink. For sex addicts, you can't have sex. What the hell? You just sit around and recite poetry? Whew. Naked. Naked poetry. I'm in. I don't care how much it costs. Unless there's fatties. And then I'm not in.
Not in.
They say that health officials, video game industry representatives from across the globe decried the WHO's move. Not the who, the other who. Them. There's still not enough research to warrant the classification of a gaming disorder, wrote an international team of more than 36 mental health researchers in a paper published in the Journal of Behavioral Addictions last year. How much research? How long have we been playing video games? Decades?
Oh, I remember Atari. Well, Pong, obviously.
Pong, the granddaddy of them all. Pong.
That was the most boring ass game.
But not at the time. It wasn't.
Oh, dude, I sat there for hours pinging that little son of a bitch back and forth.
And you had to get the spin on it.
You had to get the spin to whip up there. That's exactly right. And then Space Invaders. Space Invaders was pretty cool. Now,
I was never good at that one.
My daughter in school this year, one of her final grades for the end of the school year was to program, using this little tool they have, a Space Invaders game.
Wait a minute, she had to program it?
She had to program it. She had to build one in this little coding platform that she has. Yeah, her and everybody else, and everybody had their own. But the difference is that you could design the background, you could design the layout. It could be 3D, 2D. Huh. It was pretty cool. I might have helped a little bit.
You better hope she's successful. She's going to be taking care of you in your old age. So,
well,
she's your retirement
grade,
plan.
so
that's all right. Perfect timing. About the time she starts making big bucks.
I want her to do some of those high-end graphic games.
Yes, that pay a lot.
Those that I'm addicted to.
The ones that pay a bunch. That way you can retire and she can bring home the bacon.
Dude, I got stuck in the rabbit hole last night of looking at animatronics.
Is that like anime?
No, animatronics. Like at Disney?
Oh, yeah.
Robots and animatronics.
Where was this? You were stuck in this wormhole of it?
I just
YouTube?
did. Somewhere I got onto YouTube looking at, I looked at World's Best Robots or something like that.
Don't you have work to do?
Yeah, I mean, I do, but then you get late into the evening and you beat yourself silly all day, and sometimes I just have to get away from it all.
Porn gets boring after a while. So,
have you seen the Avatar Shaman at Disney World?
I have not. Should I?
That animatronic is the world's best animatronic. I'm not even joking.
Does it look real?
It absolutely looks real.
I'll have to look that up.
Yep.
Does it have a six-pack?
Can
you see its stomach?
No, you can't.
Oh. Because I was just going to say there's a falsehood out there. If you train your abs really hard every day, that you'll lose the belly fat and get a six-pack.
Okay, I've got a six-pack. It's just covered up by the donuts.
Thank you. And that is the truth. One of these guys, who were they talking to? The pro bodybuilder. He says, everybody has a six-pack. It's a muscle called rectus abdominis. Rectus? Damn near kill this.
Barely. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a different joke.
Didn't work.
Only reason it's not visible on everybody because it's usually covered by a layer of body fat.
What?
Yes. Everybody has a six. You didn't know that?
No,
everybody
I
has a six-pack. It's just if yours is covered with fat, the answer could be Riduzone. If you go to Riduzone and use the promo code MoJo, right?
Knock that fat back. I think so. Do you need me to look that up?
Nope, I'm going to do it right now. If you go there and order your your supply of Riduzone. It is the, it's hard to type in. Where's the MoJo code cart number? I don't know where you put the promo code in. So if it asks for one, it's MoJo. But if you go there, it's a capsule you take every day. And you take this for about 3 months, but it's not a magic bullet. It doesn't, you can't eat chocolate all day long and then expect to lose weight. But what it does do is it speeds up a slowing metabolism. It can make you feel fuller faster, so you don't do a lot of sport eating. So if you're doing everything else that you can, if you're trying to eat right, if you're trying to get exercise, and, it's nature's cruel joke, the harder you work, it seems the more weight you gain. This could be your little secret weapon.
It's actually MoJo 50, Brad. MoJo 50 for 30% off.
There you go. And credit to us. Riduzone, Daily MoJo.
Happily promoting the 4 F's. Freedom, faith, free markets, and fun. MoJo 50.
I'm Mike Opelka from PureOpelka.com. Here's your 2-minute drill. Well, the world of politics in America is setting up camp on either side of the Mueller report. I'm not. I'm over it. I'm done with it. But I am focused on things that the Democrats in the House said last week when they read the words of Robert Mueller. For example, Sheila Jackson Lee read this section and didn't have a problem with it.
The investigation did not find evidence that the Trump campaign recovered any such Clinton emails or that these contacts were part of a coordinated effort between Russia and the Trump campaign.
Remember all the hollering from Democrats about Donald Trump saying at a rally, joking at a rally, hey, Russia, can you get those emails? Yeah, the Democrats thought that was treasonous. Mueller looked into it. Nothing was found. Nothing. And then there's Jerry Nadler, chairman of the Judiciary Committee. He chose a section of the Mueller report to read, and I think it's very important we listen to what Jerry Nadler said via Robert Mueller.
The investigation did not identify evidence that any U.S. persons knowingly or intentionally coordinated with the IRA's interference operation.
No U.S. person, that means the president down to me, the lowest citizen, interfered with the Russian effort to undermine our elections. Efforts that happened under the watchful eye of Barack Obama. This all should be focused on Obama and his incompetence, not on Donald Trump. Testudo, my friends. Testudo.
Mike Opelka's 2-minute drill is powered by MoJoWildRice.com. Their wild rice is a superfood, gluten, sodium, fat, and cholesterol-free, yet high in fiber, protein, zinc, phosphorus, and trace minerals. But you're going to love it because it's delicious. MoJoWildRice.com. MoJoWildRice.com.
The Daily MoJo.
Get your communiques in using the hashtag What I Learned Today, Hot Rocky with an I. I've been on the Avatar Banshee ride. It is absolutely fantastic. The setup to the ride alone is mind-blowing. I took some pics. It doesn't do it justice.
That's when you're standing in line or standing in the queue.
Right.
A lot of these places now, that's part of the ride, is the effects and everything that you get to go through while doing that. That and the Harry Potter world and all of that. This animatronic is phenomenal, Brad. This is one of those that, as a sci-fi guy,
is it better than Lincoln in the Hall of Presidents?
10 times better. Look it up. I'm not even joking.
No,
Look it up right
actually,
now.
I did. I saw.
It's the Avatar Shaman.
Now this is an ad.
Let's get through the ad.
Makes me want to go to Walt Disney World.
Look at this thing. Look at the fluid movements this thing's making.
That is pretty amazing. Look at the boobs on that thing. Seriously, or is that just the?
Do a search for Avatar Shaman on the video. On YouTube, and find the one that's like 15 seconds long.
That one right there is pretty amazing.
It's freaking phenomenal.
But seriously, is that like a top or those? Well, whatever those are, they're pretty impressive. So yeah, well
there's one that was the promo for it. It's like a 15-second video, and she's talking to the camera, and it's an up-close shot of the face. They've even got the mouth movements matching the words now where instead of just up and down movement,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, like the South Park heads.
Oh my God.
Where the jaw just opens and closes. Yeah, technology's amazing. Speaking of video games, as we just were, Pokemon Sleep is now out. It's a gaming app where you earn rewards for sleeping.
Well, then we ought to do pretty well.
Remember how Pokemon Go got you to walk? This one gives you, it pushes players to go to bed early. The Pokemon company said
okay, how do you win this game?
The app is part of a plan to turn sleeping into entertainment. Why can't sleeping just be sleeping? I mean, at some point, don't you have to let your brain rest? Because otherwise you don't. I mean, that's more exhausting than anything else.
Have you ever used those relax video? I mean, that audio that says, "Let the."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They talk real, so it's like they hypnotize you.
Right. Yeah. Actually, I have.
Is that what Pokemon does? Gives you a relaxation?
I hope not, because that's creepy. Yeah. I don't. And it's apparently it's talking to kids too. I don't know. That's. I guess. Hell, I don't know.
Turning sleeping into entertainment.
Why can't we just sleep? I tell you what happens when you don't get enough sleep, you don't get enough rest, you do crazy things like stabbing a cab driver with a pair of scissors. That's what
that would be my biggest fear as a cab driver or Uber or Lyft.
Yeah, because you got people right
Idiots
behind
in the
you.
back seat.
I think this happened Beacon Hill's in Boston, isn't it? I think so. SPD. Sorry, it's in Seattle. Patrol officer arrested a 44-year-old woman yesterday after spotting her chasing a cab driver across a Beacon Hill street just moments after she stabbed the driver with a pair of scissors. So cab driver gets out, apparently is running. The woman is still chasing him. The officer stopped the vehicle, contacted the 44-year-old cab driver, who said he'd just been stabbed by his passenger. Ironically, the passenger is also 44 years old. She's a woman. She pulled out a pair of scissors, stabbed him in the shoulder shortly after he pulled his cab over to drop her off. Driver said he then exited the car just as the officer arrived on the scene. It's something in the water.
Do you go back to being a cab driver after that?
That would give you PTSD, I would think. If anything would, getting stabbed in the shoulder from somebody behind you.
I think my cab would have to have one of those divider walls like the police cars do.
Right. Well, and now with Uber, forget it.
Oh, please.
It's there's just a whole lot of crazy in the world. Of course, there's a lot of Trump derangement syndrome in the world too, which equals crazy. The headline is this is the best headline because what the story is actually different from the headline. The headline here this is on Yahoo News. The privileges Donald Trump is being denied on his UK state visit.
And of course, they show the photo of him walking in front of the Queen.
Is he? Yeah, I guess he is.
Well, this is the one where everybody talked about the fact that he moved out in front of her and ended up with his back to her.
Okay.
And you just don't do that to the Queen.
We kicked their ass in the war. We won. Hello.
We don't live by those rules any longer? Is that what you're saying?
She's a figurehead.
She is.
I mean, she's a human being, of course, but I'm not sure.
She can't even be political. They can't vote.
Right.
So she's a figurehead. That's what it is.
She's just a figurehead. And, I mean, if you want to say a man should always let a woman walk in front, what about protecting her from
those guys holding those weapons?
Right. Yeah, I mean, you could make that argument, too. So, again, that's just criticizing him for being who he is. They are going to visit. He and the First Lady will be arriving next week for a state visit. They're going to be there for 3 days. He will attend a banquet at Buckingham Palace. He will have private tea with Charles. Boy, doesn't that sound like fun. He will lay a wreath at the grave of the unknown warrior in Westminster Abbey and attend events to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the D-Day landings. Remember when we were fighting for them? So we kicked their ass first. We fighted for them second, and then they bitch.
So what's he being denied?
Well, he is. He's been, and again, the wording here is a little is interesting. The president has been denied additional perks attached to a state visit. Unlike President Obama, the current president has not been asked to make an address in the House of Parliament. Okay. He will also not participate in a carriage ride to Buckingham Palace.
These are things Trump could give a damn about.
Again, why they say the security concerns were what kept them from putting him in the carriage. Okay, good idea. And Mr. Trump won't stay in Buckingham Palace during his 3-day visit because they are renovating it.
Conveniently.
So, well, if they are renovating, again, what's he being denied? If they're renovating it, you can't stay there. That's, again, I don't think he cares. The guy owns hotels. He's whatever. He would, political commentator, journalist Daisy McAndrew said that Mr. Trump may well have expected, and this is where, again, the wording is everything. This journalist says Mr. Trump may well have expected to be asked to make a speech to the MPs and the Lords. He may not have, too. She said, there are many things that a head of state could expect to do on a state visit that Donald Trump's not getting to do. He will not be able to go alligator hunting. He will not be able to ride in a hot air balloon. He will not be able to eat a Polish sausage with the Queen. He will not eat popcorn at a movie in Buckingham Palace. He will not skip barefoot through the park across the street from Buckingham Palace. Again, they just hate this guy. He's not addressing both houses of parliament as he might have expected to have been invited to do. He's not getting the carriage going down the mall.
Oh.
So they spent, and then there's the picture, of course, of former President Barack Obama smiling up at the Queen. By the way, he's sitting in front of her, so he's just as disrespectful as she is. Why is he sitting when the Queen is standing?
Good point.
Aren't you supposed to let the ladies sit first? Do you do that, by the way, at the table? If a woman comes up to a table, you're already seated, do you stand up?
It depends on the company, I think. If I'm in a business setting, typically I will. Do I do it at home? No, and I probably should.
Why? Why do we
out
do
of
that?
respect for my
What do we? What does
out of respect for my family?
What does standing up as a woman sits? How does that show respect?
Well, in my opinion, it's not just the standing up; it is the pulling out of the chair and the.
Yeah, but
that's chivalry, dude. I mean,
okay, yes, I agree with that. But if a woman is coming up to the other side of the table, what does standing up as she sits down? How does that show respect? I understand,
Brad. I think it's just what I was taught.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Why am I getting text messages from my wife right now?
Because you should be standing up when she sits down at all.
Oh, this is not good.
You know, the elbows on the table, that's impolite. You know why that's impolite? When to put your elbows on the table? That makes sense. Why it's impolite.
Why is it impolite?
Because you're taking up valuable room, especially at a crowded table. You are hogging room. You're taking up more room than you should when you put your elbows on the table.
If your phone's in your hand? Your elbows need to be on the table for your phone to be.
If you're going to be texting, yeah. I mean, you need to have that support. Otherwise, you're going to get carpal tunnel.
Dude, I barely eat at my kitchen table with people who are not on their phones.
You got a lot more to worry about than just standing up. I just think some of the older customs that just don't make sense.
I get in more damn trouble on this show.
That's your own damn fault.
At least somebody's listening.
Yeah. In Marlborough, Massachusetts, somebody broke into a home there, and it was kind of bizarre what they ended up doing. Nate Roman told the Boston Globe that he returned from a trip on May 15th. He could tell a stranger had been in his house. Nothing was missing, but he noticed the beds were made, the room rugs had been vacuumed, and the toilet scrubbed. They even crafted origami roses on the toilet paper rolls.
Look, I know what this was. This was someone who was interviewing for a job.
Maybe.
They want to be a house cleaner.
It would be creepy, though. He said that it was weird and
creepy. What are you doing in my house? Just cleaning.
You're welcome.
Okay.
To clean.
All right then. Stick around.
Wouldn't that be weird? I mean, I guess it's better than finding a bunny rabbit boiling on the stove.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Basic Instinct?
No, that was, it was, no. Yeah. No. Yes. Or the
I don't know what that was. Basic Instinct, I thought. Maybe not.
Maybe you're right. Hell, I can't remember. It was one of those. It was Glenn Close. I know that. She was her own special brand of crazy right in there.
Now, if this person was of the opposing sex and was wearing a
French maid outfit. Oh, yeah. Still, I'm not sure because they broke into your house. There's that level of crazy, so it's going to be a good time. Just don't marry her.
Brad, what the hell is that on your screen? Is that Naked Barbie?
Yeah. Oh, that's that's Kool-Aid with a C earlier tweeted the heat is awful, and Naked Barbie with.
Oh, good God.
Naked Barbie with some.
I hit that button before I saw it up
sun
close.
Damage. Yeah. Naked Barbie at 85. Because remember, you know what an 85-year-old woman keeps between her breasts?
No.
Her belly button. Smacking Duck constantly surprises me. Says it's symbolically and literally offering her your chair when you stand up. Well, then where the hell are you going to sit? How are you going to sit down and eat if you give your chair to her?
Aren't you supposed to stand, though?
Well, if you're going to give her your chair, I mean, if you're that crazy.
Brad, yesterday was a tough day around here for weather, wasn't it?
It was a tough day. And we'll get to that in a second. But first, the Doc Thompson Healthy Lifestyle Challenge over on Facebook. Gwen posted again yesterday. She said she's challenging everybody to a smoothie challenge. That Gwen, she is something. It's a smoothie challenge.
Fatal Attraction.
And that's it. Thank you.
Not Gwen. Not Gwen.
Right. No, Gwen is crazy that way, and you got to watch out. She will break into your house. She will clean. It's nuts. No, she spoke about smoothies at the beginning of the challenge, but she says no one showed an interest back then. How about now? And everybody is piping in there with their recipes. The smoothie for Tricia says the smoothie for her yesterday was a cup of almond milk, unsweetened vanilla, lean protein, a cup of spinach, and a banana with ice. Yum.
God, that does sound good.
Except for and everybody thinks, the spinach is nasty.
No,
but you can't taste it.
That's a breakfast smoothie right there. Throw some banana in there.
Well, and the spinach gives you iron, but she says you can't taste it.
You can't.
Almond milk, a banana, spinach, maybe some Greek yogurt, says Curtis. The bottom line is this: there's about 200 people in the group over there on the Doc Thompson Healthy Lifestyle Challenge, and it's a kind of a support group for getting healthier, maybe losing weight, getting rid of some habits that you want to get rid of, like eating too much sugar. Whatever it is, whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to get away from. Maybe it's soft drinks.
I know what you're trying to get away from. Well, no,
you're trying to get away from sugar, but damn it.
Yeah, but every time you pass these.
Yes, I know. That's because it's
the
there.
coffee drops.
It's hard to pass them and not.
Who put them on the counter, Brad?
I'm trying to get everybody else to eat them.
That's
what I'm trying to do. I've got stress in my life right now. Go to therichsolution.com and also to the Facebook page of the Doc Thompson Healthy Lifestyle Challenge and find out more. Find out how you can be your best with Gwen and the gang over there at the Healthy Lifestyle Challenge. We talked earlier about... you said you don't have any cryptocurrency.
I do not have any cryptocurrency. I should have gotten into it when I had the opportunity, but didn't have the money. And I know it exploded for a while.
Bitcoin has gone back up.
What is it now?
It is, I will tell you, in un momento.
And this is per Bitcoin, right?
Yes. Yeah, and even when it was less expensive, you still only bought, like part of a Bitcoin. Bitcoin is back up to $8,725.82. It is up.
Didn't it go up to like 19 or 20,000 at one point?
Yeah. Well, it's a couple of years ago around Christmas time. We were off the other place, and it was going up like $1,000 a minute. It was crazy what it was doing, and it's let's see how far. It has gone up all time. Wow. It's up 65,296% during its lifetime. Remember, it started at what, a penny, a nickel, something stupid. And so it's going back up. They just made an announcement that they've made an improvement in blockchain technology, which is the basis of cryptocurrency, that you can't counterfeit it, because it's on. To counterfeit it, you would have to physically go to like 1 million different computers and change the record.
Well, you have to mine it. I mean, you have to mine this thing, and the blockchain is what keeps it from being counterfeited.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I just said.
It's completely the opposite of MoviePass, though, right?
Exactly. MoviePass, on the other hand, if you sold your Bitcoin and bought MoviePass,
you'd own like 40 of the companies, right?
MoviePass is now at 0.002 cents. Hey, the good news is it's up 0.0002. Is that a third? That's a thousandth of a cent. So remember, if you buy like a nickel or a dollar's worth right now, all it has to do is go to like a nickel, and you're going to be rich. But see, the problem is MoviePass now, and I am stunned they're still in business. They lost $266 million in 2018.
Just a drop in the bucket.
And they just reintroduced the unlimited plan. $10 a month. You can see any movie you want, anytime you want, except if it's at a peak time, and then they'll tell you that you can't see it at that time.
And then they have no idea what a MoviePass is.
Right, yes. The thing is, AMC now with their Stubs program.
Yeah, that's like $20 a month, and you can see unlimited movies, right?
Yeah, well, that's theoretically what MoviePass was.
You know they make all their money on the snacks anyways.
Yes. Oh, good grief. Going to the movies now is a rich man's sport. You can't get out of a movie for less than $70.
You spend more going to a movie if you buy your snacks there or smuggle them in, or I'm sorry, instead of smuggling them in, you will spend more going there than you will going out to dinner with your entire family at a very nice restaurant.
Easily. And now they've got restaurants inside the movie theater, like the one over here in Grapevine, right around the corner.
We've got a bar in ours down
Yeah,
there.
there's a bar in this one.
Yeah.
And damn, it ain't cheap. It's, you sit down, but they do make really good Brussels sprouts, which I never thought I'd like, but they are good. The A-list from Stubs is $19.95 a month, and you can see 3 movies a week. So they now have, the Stubs has now 50 million members. Remember, MoviePass had 3 million. Now they're down to about 225,000.
Yeah, but AMC's a much bigger platform.
Well, that's
that's an internal thing for AMC theaters, not MoviePass, which should have covered.
MoviePass was trying to make a deal with the movie theaters, and that they never were able to do that, which was the death knell. The fact that it's still hanging on is amazing to me. Facial recognition. This is a weird, because we, again, are entering uncharted territory. First public school in the United States will start using facial recognition next week. This is in New York at the Lockport City School District. It will track sex offenders, students, and staff who have been suspended from school and are credible threats to student safety. So it is now...
Okay, so let me get this straight. So it's going to track the faces of everyone going into and out of the school. It sounds like.
Well, it would have to.
It would have to.
Yes.
And so the excuse they're using here is that
you got sex offenders.
You've got sex offenders, suspended folks, and who else? Whoever else is not supposed to be there.
Credible. It says students and
but
staff.
But they've got to track
suspended.
everybody's faces in order to keep those people out.
Yes.
Oh, the government's going to have a field day with this.
Yes,
stuff.
they are. All they need is your DNA.
Well, but the thing is the government already has your face if you own an iPhone, so it doesn't matter.
There's that. Plus, I only have to put up with this for about, another 3 decades? And I'm done. Good luck. They said that it is this is the initial implementation phase. This is just to troubleshoot the system. It will be used to train the district officials on its use and discuss proper procedures with local law enforcement in the event of an alert triggered by the facial recognition tech. This whole thing is getting it, because remember, San Francisco has now outlawed or is banning the use of facial recognition because it doesn't do so well with black faces. Not people in blackface, but black faces. Let's say you're for
Well,
whatever
a lot
reason,
of it's based on the shadows and the
it's
things like
contrast.
that. It's contrast, yeah.
It's what a camera does. It looks for contrast and reflected light. And when you have, let's say you are a black person and you have very dark skin and black hair or very dark hair, the camera has trouble differentiating.
Okay, then why haven't we heard that? And maybe it does happen, but why haven't we heard that the Apple iPhone, the newer versions, why haven't we heard that they are having problems?
Black people don't own iPhones. Silly.
That's not a true statement.
You don't think? Beats me.
There's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of black people who own iPhones.
Of course there are.
They pulled that out. Oh man, I almost got in trouble.
Almost.
I mean, look, if it's a contrast situation, is it because of the type of camera or the lighting? But I'm telling you, the iPhone doesn't have that problem.
Or perhaps,
or so we know.
Or perhaps is it something else that's happening in San Francisco?
There's a lot of things going on in San Francisco that's troubling.
Which is unfortunate because it is a nice town. I mean,
Can't you buy an app on your phone to see where everybody's taking a dump in San Francisco?
Well, why would you want to?
I don't know either. But
although it was strange, it was out there a few years ago, and in front of the one hotel, we were picking up a colleague, and right there in front of the hotel, a woman squatting down, peeing on the sidewalk.
I'm telling you,
it was.
My wife and I went to San Francisco. I don't know. It was not a honeymoon trip, but an anniversary trip. I think we went to San Francisco just to sightsee. The dude was living across the street in a little cubby hole in front of a store outside of our hotel.
Were you envious?
No, we were watching him though. I mean, it was kind of like, wow.
See, a lot of the liquor stores there will allow the homeless folk to have their welfare checks, etc., sent to the liquor store,
and they cash them for a percentage.
They sure do.
Yeah,
it's the
revenue stream.
Coldest winter I ever spent was summer in San Francisco.
San Francisco.
And it is.
It was cold.
Cold blowing off that bay. And if you ever go out there, if you want to see Alcatraz, get your tickets months in advance. Because if you expect to walk up to Alcatraz and
well, you can't walk up to Alcatraz.
No, that's true. If you walk up to the boat and try to get tickets, they will tell you, nope, sold out months ago. So anyway, this school district in New York is now going to be testing. Other schools considering implementing facial recognition system. Lockport will be the first school district to begin using the tech. The American Civil Liberties Union has told this, according to BuzzFeed. Now, whether or not the American Civil Liberties Union is pro or anti facial recognition remains to be seen. Here's the problem. The technology is, once the government gets a hold of it, you just don't know where it's going to go. And that's a huge problem. See, I can't, smacking ducks sometimes. So what you're saying, Real Brad Staggs, is if we want to avoid face recognition in any situation, just wear blackface. You know, if you use logic, yes, that would, especially if you have dark hair, just wear blackface and it will be impossible for them to, now they'll still be able to recognize you.
So are you saying that Al Jolson knew what he was doing?
He was just ahead of his time. Remember that in Joan of Arc. Stinky, I think there was an app to show where people had taken a dump in San Francisco. Not sure if there is one for where people are in the act. No, you actually have to just keep your eyes open. I would imagine you'd be pretty aware of it. JR15, the government wants my DNA. There are numerous hotel chains that I can name. Have you ever considered taking a black light?
No. That is definitely not something you want to do. Is black light your room in a hotel?
No, I do not want to know what's happened on that bed. I have a pretty good idea. Have you seen the new folding phones?
I looked at the potential new iPhone.
That folds?
That folds.
They're having trouble with them. Samsung is having trouble with those phones that fold. They're the ones that I think it was at the Galaxy 10, I want to say, that folds. and they sent a bunch of them out for the reviewers to review.
Yeah.
And the screen started cracking right there at the hinge. So
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, you're trying to fold something that's partially glass, but the new iPhone, or one of the new, I guess it's not the new iPhone, but it's one that they had, I don't know, created a patent for maybe. But it folds in the center, and of course it's an iPhone on the front, but when you open it up, it becomes a small iPad.
Huh. Where will it stop? Where will it stop? No matter what
when
phone,
you embed it into your arm, and
you're already wearing it on your wrist. No matter what phone you're looking for, whether it's a brand new one, maybe an older model, the beauty of it is at patriotmobile.com/mojo50. When you go there, what you'll find is a welcome page just for you, and America's only conservative cell phone company, really. The only one that we're aware of. If you want to make sure that your money is not going to fund progressive and left-leaning causes like some of the major cell phone companies out there, the key, of course, is to go to Patriot Mobile and get a plan with them. You can take your old phone, your old number, you can get a brand new one. I told you that the day I called, said she said Doc's phone turned off. It was like, man, that was kind of like a
because you could call it and get his voicemail.
It was. For some reason, there's just something about doing that was comforting. But if you want to get a brand new number, start a brand new life with a brand new phone, brand new identity, you can do it at Patriot Mobile, and you can do it knowing that you are actually part of the solution and not part of the problem when it comes to funding those nasty progressive causes, the Planned Parenthoods of the world. Instead, you'll be a portion of your money, because when you pay them, they in turn take every month they donate to things like the NRA and to other causes that I think that you would be proud to be behind. You can find out what they are if you go to patriotmobile.com/mojo50. Please support our sponsors, and please use that extension so that they know you're coming to them from us. Your Daily Mojo continues next.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. Mojo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The Democrat drive for impeachment gaining momentum in the wake of Special Counsel Mueller's statement on the Russia probe.
Presidential hopeful Cory Booker had been holding off on pushing for impeachment, but now says it must start immediately. Fellow candidate Seth Moulton says it should start today. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's not ruling it out.
Nothing is off the table.
But Pelosi's insisting House Democrats continue methodically investigating the president before making any decisions.
We do want to make such a compelling case, such an ironclad case,
that even the GOP-led Senate will agree it's the right move. Sagar Magani, Washington.
And White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says it's clear that Mueller is ready to move on.
He completed his investigation. Now he's closed his office, and it's time for everybody to move on. He's going back to his private life, and we think everybody else should too.
After winning final legislative approval, a heartbeat bill on its way to becoming law in Louisiana.
Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards, who's a Democrat, said he feels strongly about abortion and he is prepared to sign the bill. Louisiana lawmakers are also working to advance another bill that would permit medication-induced abortions only at the state's 3 licensed abortion clinics.
Correspondent Mike Rossier says the heartbeat bill bars abortion after an unborn baby's heartbeat has been detected. Israel's parliament voting to dissolve itself. There will be a new national election in September, and it will be the second national election this year in Israel. On Wall Street this morning, stock futures pointing to a higher open later on. Right now, Dow futures are up about 33.5 points. NASDAQ futures better by 19, and S&P futures currently up almost 7 points ahead of this morning's opening bell on Wall Street. More on these stories at townhall.com.
It looks like you're losing.
I am.
Are you losing weight?
I am losing. I've lost about 10 pounds.
How are you doing it?
Funny name, but I've done it with Riduzone, RIDUzone.com, and the stuff works. It's, you get into all that, the molecule this and the found in that. All I can tell you is it makes you feel full, and it keeps your mind off of wanting to overeat.
And also boost your metabolism,
Yes,
so you're
it does.
burning more.
Yeah, it
Try it today. It's going to work for you like it's worked for Brad and countless other people. RidUZone.com. RIDUZone.com.
You know what makes you feel really good about yourself? Doing something good for somebody else. If you'd like to do that today, go to jdrf.org. Join them in the fight against type 1 diabetes. jdrf.org. It's something good you can do for the world. jdrf.org.
Going from A to B may involve X, Y, and Z. Off Track with Whiskey 6, Sundays from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern from MoJo 50.
Have you done it? You catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror?
I'm one of those people you don't want to see naked.
Yeah, most of us. But I mean, you look and you're going, what the?
I know.
How did I get to whatever?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. Hey there, it's Doc Thompson and Brad Staggs to tell you about a different way to shed those pounds. This is brand new tech. It's only been around for a couple of years or so. It was based on research from the University of California that said there's a molecule called OEA that's found naturally in your body. It produces it in the Mediterranean diet, that when taken in concentrated amounts, it will actually make you feel fuller and boost your metabolism.
I've lost about 10 pounds so far.
It's amazing.
It
Now,
really is cool.
A company said, we can take this to market and make this great product that'll help you. It's called RidUZone, RIDUZone.com, RIDUZone.com. Brad's worked. It's worked for Brad's, worked for me, countless other people. Go to RidUZone.com and try today. You're going to love it. RidUZone.com. Remember that, RIDUZone.com.
If we weren't so bad.
To puppy rape.
I like to cuss.
Do I want to keep my penis?
Cat wants some black titty.
We wouldn't be so good. MoJo 50.
The mothership has landed.
Man, the folks on Twitter today are nailing it. The Stinky talked about the black paint that you can that reflects absolutely no light. So if you're going to do the blackface thing, wear that, and that way the camera still won't catch you.
What's it called again? Vanta Black?
Is that? Yeah, Vanta? I think so.
Yeah.
Reflects no light whatsoever. So if you wear that, facial recognition, well, they won't. You'll be invisible. They'll never be able to find you. It's pretty amazing. Yeah. Pretty amazing. See, the problem with video is it can be manipulated. It can be. We're entering that stage, that phase in the history of technology in the modern world where you can't trust anything you're seeing, and not just because they're politicians speaking. Did you see Fox News put together the side-by-side montage, basically, of Attorney General William Barr and Robert Mueller announcing the summary of the Mueller investigation?
I did not see that.
It is pretty entertaining. This, again, is an example of the old thing where you put something in a box and have a hole in it and people reach in and describe what it is from two different standpoints.
Yeah.
Here is said video. Let's see if I can get this thing to play, and boom. I say, they can put a man on the moon, they can manipulate technology, but they can't make a video play when you want it to.
Well, I mean, that would be that'd make you look good, make you look like you're competent, like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't have that.
No.
Of the Trump campaign collusion with the Russian government's hacking.
There was insufficient evidence to charge a broader conspiracy.
The evidence developed by the special counsel is not sufficient to establish that the president committed an obstruction of justice offense.
If we had had confidence that the president clearly did not commit a crime, we would have said so. We did not, however, make a determination as to whether the president did commit a crime.
Special counsel Mueller stated 3 times to us in that meeting, in response to our questioning, that he emphatically was not saying that but for the OLC opinion, he would have found obstruction.
Under long-standing department policy, a president cannot be charged with a federal crime while he is in office. Charging the president with a crime was therefore not an option we could consider.
Okay.
This whole thing, this is what makes politics in the year of our Lord 2019 so frustrating.
Oh, Mueller had to go out with a bang. That's what he had to do. The thing is when he did that 9 minutes worth yesterday, I watched it. It didn't do anything but add fuel to the fire.
Which was his intention.
Of course. I'm not taking any questions. I'm not, if I were being subpoenaed, if I were to testify, I wouldn't say anything more than what's already in there. So I'm just not going to do it.
All he did was jump in the pool with a bunch of mud and stir it all up, just to muddy things up and keep the.
It's like a bikini midget mud wrestling.
Except without the fun of the midgets in the bikinis. Yes. Take away the midgets and the bikinis, and yes, exactly. Just a bunch of mud, and it's just so ridiculous.
Yeah. This is at this point a circus.
Yes,
it's not even worth paying attention to. It's over.
Yeah, it doesn't. But it's not over if the Democrats are going to take this and. You think they'll start impeachment proceedings?
I hope they do.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing there. So
there's nothing there. I think what they're going to do, if the Democrats are at all going to keep with the way that they keep doing things, I think that they're going to start with the impeachment process. And remember, folks, they don't have anything. This is all for optics. It's always been for optics. It's always about optics. You know, they're gonna go forward with it. They're not going to find anything, but it is going to give the Democrat side a little bit of momentum, and which is what they desperately need at this moment in time.
I think it's peaking too early because,
but they're jumping at the bit to do it. And here's their problem. Right now, they have a rabid radical fan base.
Right,
at the Democrat Party that is wanting them to just do every radical thing possible, and one of those radical things is impeachment. All right. They want to impeach Trump, and they don't even care what they impeach Trump for. OK, it could be for Russian collusion, which he's innocent of. It could be for obstruction of justice, which he's innocent of. It could be because he's a giant racist, which he's innocent of. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They think that just his mere personality or the fact that there's an R next to his name is enough to impeach him with. I want them to go forward with the impeachment process. I want them to fail miserably, and I want the demoralization of the Democrat Party to be complete. That's what I want. Just in time for 2020. You know, that's what I want.
Fulfill your destiny.
Wasn't what he said incorrect, though? Can't you charge a sitting president? Clinton was charged with perjury.
The way that you have to do that is first you have to go through Congress with impeachment proceedings. Then Senate has to.
So that has to be the impetus. I mean,
right, and then the Senate has to vote. Like, oh yes, we do vote along with the findings of Congress, and then the impeachment can begin. And then,
but it's not a criminal trial. It's
right. It's an impeachment, not a criminal trial.
Right.
But then resignation.
And remember, they impeached Clinton, and look how he lost his law license, and that's it.
What a horrible thing.
So, that's what I.
Yeah, because impeachment does not necessarily mean removal from office.
And that's what I think a lot of them don't understand. I don't.
Yeah, no, people don't understand.
They think that once you're impeach him, that means take him out, and that's not what it means.
I think a lot of people were just fooled by Nixon, who was out of office after he was impeached. People think that, so now they think it's like, impeachment means that he's getting kicked out of.
People don't
exactly.
Get that.
Nixon wasn't kicked out of office. He left of his own accord.
He had a
people
Honda?
don't even understand that. Yes, that's
I didn't
right.
realize that. I thought he took off in a helicopter.
No, that is a common misunderstanding, Brad.
Huh.
Yeah.
See, that's why I needed to pay more attention in history class.
Yeah.
But this whole thing, it is just, it boggles my mind that they've been able to keep this whole thing alive in the minds of the progressive left.
Mm-hmm.
But I get you're willing to buy at that point. They are willing to buy anything.
Oh, for sure.
But
this is derangement. This is the Trump derangement syndrome, and I'm not a medical expert. Okay,
do you know they're not allowing him to stay at Buckingham Palace? So,
well,
yeah, and he can't take the carriage ride either.
Oh no,
that's right. He may not have wanted to, but he can't anyway. But he is getting to have tea with Prince Charles.
Oh, well, at least there's that.
Who doesn't want to do that?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Exactly.
Or am I right?
I agree. I don't think, though, that to be honest with you, I think that they're going to go forward with it because the Democrat voters, the louder ones who they think are the party now, are screaming for it. They want it.
Mm-hmm.
Ocasio-Cortez recently was in the news, being like, yes, it's time to push forward with impeachment proceedings.
She is hope, after all.
She is hope. Oh, my God.
She is hope.
Oh, my God. You saw that.
Who didn't see it?
Dude, that was cringe. Oh, my. Dude, who does that?
She is hope.
You know, this is, every time she does something like this, this is almost as cringy as the video she made of herself.
It's a gift from God.
She really is. This reminds me of, dude, you know what's funny is the other day the Fresno Grizzlies made, for Memorial Day, they made that video. Did you see that? They made a video in honor of Memorial Day where Ronald Reagan was giving a speech about freedom. And near the end of the speech, Ronald Reagan talks about the enemies of freedom, people who want to try to take it away and how we're going to resist them. And the Grizzlies, the way they set the video up, they showed 4 different pictures. One was of the domestic terrorist group Antifa.
Right.
All right. The other one was Fidel Castro. Another one was Kim Jong-un.
Right.
And then a 4th one was Ocasio-Cortez. So naturally, the left's like, how could you do that? Compare her to Fidel Castro. No, 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 no. You know what she does right after that? She goes on Twitter and she starts ranting about the fact that how much free speech are we really good with here? Because I get death threats because of videos like this. Videos like this create people who want me to die. And every morning I get up and I scroll through the pictures of men who want to kill me. Okay. And then this type of speech encourages racism. Defenders of free speech, how much free speech are you good with? And it's like, okay, first off,
please don't kill her. Please do not.
Nobody kill her.
No, please do not. We need to give her added security.
But here's the point of this. She got mad about being compared to a dictator, and then turned around and said, hey, you know what? We should not have free speech. What?
And
then you are an enemy of freedom, aren't you?
And that's why we don't want her dead, because then that stuff would go away.
Oh,
then there would be nothing.
Exactly.
Why would life be worth living?
I'd never get any more of the, you can't wait for hope. You have to be
Thank
hope.
you.
With her picture.
Exactly.
As a drawing. And no more videos of her basically giving you a story about how she changed the future and kids followed in her footsteps to pass the Green New Deal and how it's all her. She saved the world with her courageous boldness.
All of this is making me hungry.
I am starving, Brad.
Makes me want to throw some steaks on the barbecue. There is a barbecue out back down here.
Is there?
Yes.
Well, that's neat.
You should go down there and grill up some steaks. If we had some steaks. Actually, I think there are some in the fridge. We don't have, though. I don't think we have the grilling sampler pack.
But that's what we do need.
Shame on us. If you've not gotten yours yet from MoJoWildRice.com, do so. It's got the seasoning, the salt-free garlic and herb seasoning for all your meats. If you'd like some seasoning on your meat, that's where you find it. It's for your veggies, your potatoes. You can put it just on just about anything. The Northwoods jerk seasoning for some flavoring on pork or salmon.
Salmon.
I love some salmon.
Salmon.
Or some chicken. You can either do it that dry or oil rubbed. You can use the raspberry wine jelly as a delicious base for marinades or dipping sauces. What you do with the raspberry wine jelly in the privacy of your own home is absolutely up to you. No judgment. It is a free country.
Salmon.
So far.
So far.
You can have your salmon.
Not unless hope gets in the way.
Get your grill and sampler pack before hope gets in the way at MoJoWildRice.com and use the promo code GRILL10.
We've scoured news platforms and agencies around the globe for today's most profound news headlines. Presenting them now, here's Brad
Salmon!
Salmon! I don't know why.
Have some salmon.
Salmon.
Why is the L in there if we're not going to use it? Just get the damn thing out of there.
Yeah, it's salmon.
Yeah. Then why is there an L in it? Get the L out.
5 headlines, of which are dishy, but like salmon,
your butt is
one
squishy.
Of these are fishy. Did you like that?
That was brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's what I was looking there. That was close.
I'm afraid that I'm going to be saying that all day now. I can't stop. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone in advance.
It's an earworm.
Yeah, it is. Salmon. Somebody, go ahead and just cut that one. One of these is not right. You have to guess which one of the 5 headlines I'm about to read, and don't cheat. You know the drill. You know how this works. I don't need to tell you. You're smart. Study! Number 1 activity for single mothers and their children is child modeling.
What?
Yeah. A new study by the University of Colorado Boulder attempted to find commonality of activities between single mothers across the United States. Sociology professor Dr. Sarah Malakas expected to find most mothers venturing to public places where they may have a chance of finding suitable mates, but was surprised to find that a majority of single mothers engaged in a different activity more commonly than others. After consulting 1,254 single mothers, the most common activity outside of taking them to parks or playgrounds was child modeling. 65% of single mothers, particularly between the ages of 20 and 35, have attempted to introduce their child into avenues that would lead to either modeling or celebrity, said Malakas. This usually happens between the ages of 1 and 5, with rare attempts being made beyond those ages. Malakas also found that the majority of children introduced to modeling were male by 57%.
Really?
Yeah.
Modeling.
Modeling. Given the number 1 activity is taking them to parks or playgrounds, but
see, the model all I think of is stage parents.
Yeah,
which is a little weird.
You would figure, because I kind of would figure the same thing, that they would be taking them to places where they might meet a man,
right?
Know? But no,
that's a little creepy to think about. Because what guys are at the child modeling things?
Well, I can tell you,
right.
But I don't think you'd be surprised.
Right, well, there you have it.
Wrangler's Lil Nas X. I'm old, man. Wrangler's Lil Nas X Old Town Road collection slammed as cowboy cultural appropriation.
Say that again. What? Cowboy appropriation.
Cowboy cultural appropriation. Forget the horses. Wrangler has some critics on its back.
The Wrangler jeans are, wow.
The jeans apparel company has come under fire for its new partnership with Lil Nas X, the rapper behind the viral country rap hit Old Town Road with Billy Ray Cyrus. Actually, it's a good song.
Is it?
Yeah, I actually like it.
You sing it with Billy Ray, or is he like just
no,
lifting
he
the track?
No, he actually sings it with Billy Ray. Gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Ride till I can't. Yeah, that's Billy Ray Cyrus.
Okay, I've heard that song.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, there are parts of it that are good.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
I got the horses in the back. It's good. With lyrics filled with cowboy imagery, cowboy hat from Gucci, Wrangler on my booty, can't nobody tell me nothing. A collaboration with Wrangler.
Wow.
Thank you. Appeared to be a no-brainer. Psst. It's an instant hit. Introduced the new Wrangler Lil Nas X collection. The clothing company wrote on Instagram Tuesday, adding another post. The song and style that's got the world's attention. Right now, it is actually the number 1 streamed song.
Is it really?
Yep.
Wow.
But the collection, which features TikTok, dude, it's powerful. I blame it on TikTok. TikTok made that song powerful. But the collection, which features the song's title and catchy lyrics on Wrangler jeans and tees, appears to be attracting the wrong kind of attention. In fact, many fans have threatened to boycott the company in what they deem to be, quote, cultural appropriation.
Huh.
This makes me not want to buy Wrangler jeans anymore, to be honest. The cowboy spirit is nothing to be made fun of.
Okay.
Can't believe Wrangler stooped to that level. Stop trying to conform and stay loyal to your roots.
You know what? As long as Wrangler jeans are $7 at the Vanity Fair outlet,
I think they'll be fine.
I'll be buying them.
What a bunch of sellouts. Keep taking the cowboys out of country. Wrangler's my favorite part, said another. Or pant, said pant. Favorite pant, said another.
You have a little cowboy in you?
Would you like some? And they had to go and ruin it with Old Town Road. That's kind of funny.
Poor cowboys.
I like the fact that people are like, well, you know what? They say that, cultural appropriation is horrible, but really nobody has ever stuck up for the cowboys, and cowboys are culturally appropriated all the time.
Yeah, they have been for a long time. You don't see them bitching about it.
Mm-hmm. Up until now.
Right.
Up until the invention of the internet.
By the way, the number 1 song download is I Don't Care by Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber. Welcome to the Upside Down.
I'm going to go home and kill myself.
Uh-huh.
Moby cancels book tour after Natalie Portman denies that they dated. Remember Moby?
Oh, yeah.
Moby has canceled all of his upcoming public appearances after he was criticized for claiming to have dated Natalie Portman, which she denied.
And then he came out and said he didn't.
He's appropriating
Natalie
Portman's dating.
I wonder why I would say that if you hadn't done it.
Yeah,
Knowing that,
that's perjury, bro. A book tour.
That'd be perjury.
Or no, not perjury. It's what's the word I'm looking for?
It wouldn't be liable. It would be gossip.
Gossip of the fifth degree.
Yes.
A book tour by the U.S. electronic music producer to discuss his new memoir, Then It Fell Apart, was due to have included a string of UK dates. In the book, he wrote in detail about a number of previous relationships and alleged that he met the actress when he was 20 and that they had dated briefly. A message on his website read, Moby is canceling all upcoming public appearances for the foreseeable future. We apologize for any inconvenience this might cause. All tickets will be refunded at this point of purchase, and Moby is happy to provide signed book plates to everyone who bought tickets to these events. Moby was scheduled to appear at the Hay Festival this weekend, as well as the Manchester Literary Festival and the events at Earth in London and Dallas and Dublin's Liberty Hall to promote his second autobiography. However, that's all over now because he did not date Natalie Portman.
Wow, if he put that in his book, and that'd be yeah, it's a bit of a problem right there.
Yeah, wow.
Although maybe it's a work of fiction.
Maybe you could just write it off like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really an autobiography. It's more of like a
fantasy.
Me, how I imagined my life should have gone.
He identifies as somebody who used to date Natalie Portman. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, dude, don't tell him about his story. You don't know his story.
What's wrong with that? I just said he identified as an ex of hers, and that's all.
Exactly.
End of story.
Wisconsin raids church accused of giving pot to members. Wisconsin authorities raided a self-styled Rastafarian church in Madison on Wednesday that claimed marijuana was a sacrament it gave its members in exchange for donations. Madison police said that the Dane County Narcotics Task Force raided the Lion of Judah House of Rastafari, which has been open since March. The church is started by Madison natives Jesse Schwark, 39, and Dylan Paul Bangert, 23. Both were arrested, but it was unclear if they were facing any charges yet, or if they had an attorney representing them.
What did the Catholic Church do during Prohibition?
What did they do during Prohibition?
I don't know. As I'm saying, if they have wine as a sacrament, what did they do during Prohibition?
Grape juice? I imagine.
And imagine
that's what they serve at my church.
Huh.
Grape juice.
That's kind of a ripoff.
I thought so too.
I mean, Jesus didn't drink grape juice. He drank wine.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know
and
why.
He said, take this
wine. Right, not grape juice. Just saying.
Yeah. U.S. Energy Department rebrands fossil fuels as molecules of freedom. America's the land of freedom, as any politician will be happy to tell you. What you don't hear quite so often is that the stuff under the land is also apparently made of freedom as well. That is, at least according to a news release this week from the Department of Energy. Mark W. Menezes, the U.S. Undersecretary of Energy, bestowed a particular honorific on our continent's natural resources, dubbing it, quote, freedom gas.
I'm behind it if it costs $1.05.
Freedom costs $1.05. In a release touting the DOE's approval of increased exports of natural gas producing by a Freeport LNG terminal off the coast of Texas. Increasing export capacity for the Freeport LNG project is critical to spreading freedom gas throughout the world by giving America's allies a diverse and affordable source of clean energy.
Yeah, when you say it like that, it sounds weird. Freedom gas.
It does sound a little strange.
Sounds
from here on out when I
yeah
fart under the covers.
It's freedom gas.
I'm gonna sell it as, hey, honey, no, it's freedom gas.
Yes,
you have to understand.
That is the smell of freedom.
That is. That's how you know you're free.
Let me know how that works out. All right.
Oh, I pretty much have a 5-year-old in me that laughs every time I do it. So I'll let you know.
Why don't women find that funny?
I don't know why they don't find it funny. It's hysterical.
I think so. Women just.
She actually asked me, like, "Why are you laughing?" I'm like, "Isn't it obvious?"
Women don't get it.
Those are your 5 headlines. Is it? Number 1 activity for single mothers is child modeling. Is it Wranglers? Are Cowboys mad about cultural appropriation after Wranglers Little Nas X Town Road whatever thing? Is it Moby canceling his book tour because he's never dated Natalie Portman? Is it Wisconsin Rage Church accused of giving pot to its members, or is it Freedom Gas? Which one is fake? You decide. But first, Brad Staggs.
It is a combination of Ron's sexual chocolate and the Cartel Bold this morning, and it is tasty in the coffee cup. If you, are you drinking that? Or are you drinking store bought?
I am currently drinking store bought because I was rushing here from home. But I'm going to get
it. Is mighty tasty with just a smidge of that sexual chocolate in there. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com and please buy some coffee drops. You won't be sorry, and that'll keep them out of my hands as well. They're so hard to walk by. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. All right. Is Ron behind the guy glass there? Is he? Look at he's behind the wall. What's your guess? Because I'm just going to copy you.
The first story.
The first story?
In other words, he has not been listening.
I've got a lot going on in here right this minute. I apologize.
It's okay, Ron.
You're not going to light yourself on fire, are you?
No, I'm not going to light myself on fire. Because quite honestly, if I did, I would drop and roll.
I'm going with the cowboy, the Wrangler cultural appropriation.
Apparently, most people are going with the Wrangler cultural appropriation.
Which is why I'm just actually copying.
So you're just kind of.
I'm copying smacking.
Mojo Jedi said that the Moby story is fake. All right, let's go ahead. Hit me with that drum roll. Single mother story is fake.
Was that the first story?
That was the first story, Ron.
Bam!
I hate you.
Go to Vegas.
Nobody really
you're
likes
lucky.
you. Just
you're too lucky.
Shut your mouth. Daily Mojo cheater.
A free exchange of ideas. Mojo 50.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Hi, this is Lee Colan with your Leadership Matters Minute. Consider two sources of energy for a moment, the sun and a laser. The sun's an incredibly powerful source of energy. It showers the earth with billions of kilowatts of power an hour. Yet with some minimal protection, say a baseball cap and some sunscreen, we can deflect most of the ill effects of that incredibly powerful source of energy. On the other hand, a laser is a relatively weak source of energy. It focuses just a few kilowatts of power in a cohesive stream. That's it. However, with a laser, we can drill a hole in a diamond. We can even treat certain types of cancer. Now, that's the power of focus. And it works the same way with your team. Laser-like goals require less energy and yield greater results. Clarity helps your team succeed because they can better prioritize their time and energy and focus on the things that are most important. I'm Lee Colan, and this is your Leadership Matters Minute. For more tips and tools, text the word leadership to 444-999.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of mojo.
Handicap Jeff, I feel horrible that we didn't ask you if you had a suggestion. I mean, you're capable of watching TV, aren't you?
Sometimes when my wife will push a button, I can watch you assholes. Yes, I can watch TV. Holy crap!
Brad Staggs, Brendan Morse is on MoJo50.com. The Daily Mojo.
Let's see here. Stephen English just tweeted they should rename the Mueller report Schrodinger's report. Trump is guilty. Trump is not guilty.
Schrodinger's report.
What's that from? I'm going to claim ignorance.
That's actually a really good way to look at it. Schrodinger's report. I might have to steal that.
What's it from?
What's what from?
Schrodinger's report. Is that a reference to something else?
Schrodinger's cat.
See, I'm not familiar with it, so.
That's okay.
I'm totally unhip.
Your mother was the kind of person who probably introduced you to child modeling and not educational programming.
I was a very good child model.
Oh, were you really?
You should have seen me wearing a tutu.
I still get the opportunity to see you do that.
I was husky, so I was actually wearing a 3-3.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Thank you. Exit stage left. So I get a text last night from Chef Patrick, and the text is $75 cup of coffee.
No, that's $75 cup of coffee, I believe is what I texted.
Yeah, you're right. You did. What in the a $75 cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Why?
It's California.
Okay. That makes sense.
So I have to tell you, that California is my favorite and least favorite place to work.
I would imagine.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Nah, they have the most amazing food, this beautiful landscape, but it's the land of fruits and nuts. You can't get anything done. If you work more than 8 hours in one day and only 9 hours a week, it's still overtime.
Yep.
Yeah.
Too many cars, not enough freeway.
But that
Man,
too, yeah.
it is pretty out there.
It is
and
gorgeous.
The weather
isn't it?
is stunning, and
until you have to pay for a $75 cup of coffee.
Where? Let's see. Where
did
was
you read
it?
that?
Is it LUAC?
Yeah, so there's
LUAC?
Yeah, there's a place in San Francisco. They bought 10 pounds of the most delicious and rare coffee in the world. There's only 100 pounds in the world.
Is that the poop coffee?
No, this actually won. It's something like the well, if you're into cannabis, it'd be the Cannabis Cup. If you're into movies, it'd be the Oscars. If you're into music, it'd be the Grammys. But it won. It's called like the I don't know what the thing it won is because I really don't care. I don't drink that much coffee. I know that was terrible. DM and DM, we love your coffee. But it's Klatch Coffee Roasters. They bought 100 pounds of this.
Yeah.
It comes from Costa Rica, but the bean actually comes from Ethiopia.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And the origin is. And anyway, they sold it's $75 a pound, a cup.
Wow.
That was the highest price. They $803 a pound.
803, and they had wow. So, yeah, a pound, and I think it made something like 70 cups of coffee, I think. And when you average it out, it's $75 a cup, and they sold out.
Wow. I would want to try it, just to try it.
Yeah, but I don't want to pay the $75.
I don't want to, yeah.
Somebody else.
I think one time I would try it for $75. One time.
Would you? Well,
just to say that I did it.
That's like eating the $126 Wagyu beef sandwich in New York. That's 5 ounces of meat.
I wouldn't do that.
I see.
I wouldn't.
$75 for a cup of coffee. That's going to actually expedite its way through your body.
Yeah.
But not 135 or whatever it is for that Wagyu sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
But see,
it's going to at least become part of your body.
Coffee is like asparagus, though, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm gonna listen to this because I'm gonna learn something.
I don't have to say anything more than that. I mean, I think you know what I'm saying. When I'd say, you know exactly what I mean.
I recently started drinking coffee black, and that mainly just for weight reasons. And I gotta tell you,
because you're a little thick there, son.
Dude, I'm getting a beer belly, and I'm not happy about it.
Maybe it's the beer.
Could be the Friday mornings.
Wait. What do you mean? Maybe it's the beer?
I know. So I'm going to give up everything.
Are you saying that?
But not the beer.
Are you saying that I need to give up beer?
Eventually, you get to the point where you go, "Damn it! I'm gonna."
I really am gonna go kill myself
else.
now.
I know. See, set yourself on fire on the White House lawn. There is no point.
Oh,
that's the.
But I the one thing that I'm trying to do is now I'm trying to get into the different flavors of coffee without getting like coffee flavoring, you know?
So you're looking for meaning where there is none.
Yeah, exactly. Wake up or don't wake up.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I for a long time, I drank probably 12 to 15 cups of coffee a day. And I
Damn,
would try,
son.
Dude, I used to chase No-Dos or Vivarin with a pot of coffee when I was in college.
That's crazy.
I couldn't afford real drugs.
I was going to say you should try cocaine. It's more
it's not
expensive.
cheaper. It's not cheaper and it's not better.
You're
Really?
right. It's shorter lived.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to go that way. But
but I started out, this is right now I'm drinking Texas Pecan from HEB right now, which I'm not cheating on you, bro. I'm just
no, but we're slow making coffee here like Starbucks. It's like John Panetta used to say. Panetta, I got to go to Dunkin' Donuts just to get coffee to stay awake in line to get coffee at Starbucks.
See? Actually, the first one here, there's always a steaming hot pot of coffee.
I know, but by the time I come over here, it's either cold or empty.
See?
Yeah, it's because they make it so early.
Kind of like my heart.
I was going to say, thank you.
I'm sorry, that was rude.
No, that was actually
and it's
very
black
good.
like mine.
Well, the question is, they sold out of this coffee, though, right?
Yeah, so they had 10 pounds, made about 80 cups, and the bean is the Elida Geisha coffee. That's Elida,
right?
Geisha. They had 100 pounds worldwide. So apparently, this company's they have a store in San Francisco, but they have several other stores dispersed around Southern California, and they spread it out evenly. But they had it individually packaged in single portions, locked in their safes at each store. So they had to open the safe to make one cup.
It had to make more than 80 cups because if a pound was, what did I say, $803?
Yeah.
At 10 pounds, that's 8,000. Is right? That's 10 times 8.
They got to make. Dude, they got to make their. They got to make their margin.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you at 10 pounds at $803, that's $8,030. And if it only made 80 cups at $75 a cup, that's only $6,000. So,
oh no! Well, yeah. I mean, it was a loss leader for them.
It was it couldn't be $80.
It was a loss leader because they also gave away 10 cups as tasting because they did NBC.
They gave away 10, but they only had 80.
Yeah, they gave away 10.
Damn, they lost their shorts on this one.
Yeah.
Well, but if you think about it, you have say 10 coffee stores or coffee shops, and you have the only one in the only store in North America to have that bean.
Right.
It's a loss leader. People come in just to see somebody else buy it.
They're going to make it up in volume, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, you know what the margin is on a cup of coffee. Otherwise, that $5.10 cup of coffee is about $4 in profits.
So
yeah.
So I mean, but it's not necessarily. Well, it is a rare bean if they're the only one who has it.
It's the rarest coffee in the world. Right. It was until.
But I mean, do they have like more than just that poundage right there when it came to the sack?
Go ahead, so yes, there were 100 pounds worldwide, and they got 10 of them.
Okay,
and they were the only one in North America to have any.
Yeah, I kind of gotta wonder if that was wise to.
I just doesn't seem like a smart business.
That's especially at $75 a cup or $80 a cup. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
even
so
$70.
They missed out on 10. Now I'm not very good at math, so I'm just going to use
that's a loss of $750.
It's a good thing you're cute.
It's $800. But no, I would say that $800 off of a very rare bean. That's not a good.
That cup of coffee better make biscuits.
And spank you on the butt and send you home afterwards. Yes.
Yeah. And give a hell of a foot
massage.
Matter
of fact, it better say butter my buns and call me a biscuit. Have you seen that book out there that I have?
Outside, yeah.
Did notice
funny.
that.
Oh, in bigger news, my daughter graduated high school this week.
Well done!
Yes.
Congratulations.
She's a smart young lady.
Now you get to pay for college.
Actually, she's got a free ride. So.
Oh, wow.
She got accepted to several universities, SMU.
So she's smart.
UT, a couple other schools, but she wants to study, what is it, workplace and industrial psychology.
Oh,
wow.
Don't ask me. Phew, right over my head right
what's
there.
industrial psychology?
Come
I've never
here.
heard that before.
If she wants to study workplace psychology, step in here for about 10 minutes.
It's about workplace design and team organization and things like that from a psychological standpoint.
Yeah.
Hiring once, hiring right, being done with it at that point. So,
oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But here's what's interesting. She had a high school psychology class, and about her second day, she came home and I said, so, how was your class? Do you like your teacher? She goes, yeah, but he's a bit passive-aggressive. And I'm like, are you kidding me on the second day of school? I didn't even know what that meant in high school. Except you want to go with me?
I didn't either,
no.
actually.
Why did you take me?
Right. Yes.
But yeah, so congratulations, my daughter Bailey. She's a
really congratulations, Bailey.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
And hey, by the way, someday I'll get to Twitter and answer all of the 17,000
don't count on
mentions.
Don't count on it.
It won't be today. But there's no show next door. I will. You know what? I should do that. I should do that right after this show.
There you go.
Dr. Brown's not here today.
Oh, really?
Oh, I know.
That's disappointing.
Well, that's very.
He brings me free CBD. Dr. Brown, where are you?
Not only that, but I think he owes us bags of M&Ms because I think that's why
he had more than 10. Yes, they did. They did have more.
Well, he's welcome.
No kidding, right? I've looked at this. The last text you sent me before that is the
coffee.
The world famous chef stopped as he brings 40 piranhas through LAX.
Yes, so piranha are a tasty fish.
Really?
But, you cannot serve them in the United States. So
why? I mean, other than the fact that they are fish with teeth, and who the hell wants to eat them?
You know, I think it's trying to bring them through the airport through customs, just frozen like that, and not really declaring them or bringing them through the proper channels.
You can bring them here, though.
I don't think. No, as a matter of fact, I've never ever seen piranha on a menu.
What if their family was here? Could you bring them in then?
Probably. You know what? Probably, and you could probably deduct the family that wasn't here on your taxes.
Okay. So we're making piranha climb the wall?
Did Chef Patrick make a political statement? I didn't mean to.
Who the hell was the first person to look at a piranha and say,
Who was the first person to eat blowfish?
It was someone who was vindictive. They're like, little bitch, bit me. Oh, you know what?
Yes.
You know what?
Wow,
you want to get bit, son?
and then
he
fried
said,
it up.
now my foot's gone. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So he brought like 40 piranhas through 30 or 40 piranhas through customs.
Vacuum sealed
and frozen. Yeah. So apparently he was going to do a special dinner where he served them. I can't imagine it'd be more than one dinner, or maybe one pop-up for rare.
Virgilio Martinez.
Yeah, and so I believe he's worked in some Michelin star restaurants. He got a Michelin star, I think.
He was on the third season of Netflix's Chef's Table,
which is one of my favorite shows. And if you've ever watched it, it starts out with a chef, Massimo Bottura, and he talks about that they had a big. Did you hear about the earthquake like 10 years ago they had in Italy, where it was in Parma, and the caves where they keep the Parmesan cheese collapsed? Dude, I'm talking. I mean, you're talking hundreds of thousands of pounds of Parmesan cheese at risk.
Wow!
And they couldn't repair them fast enough, so they had nowhere to store this cheese.
Right.
And he did this big push to ask all the chefs around the world to please do a 1 week special that used Parmigiano Reggiano.
Right.
And they didn't lose a single wheel of cheese.
Oh wow!
They sold it all around the world in 1 week.
See, Parmesan cheese is good because it's not like fatty like other cheeses, right?
Not at all. No, it's fat free, dude.
There you go. Put Parmesan cheese in your coffee.
We actually. Oh yeah. Well, that's a good idea, Brad.
See, I'm a thinker.
I like the way he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
modern problems require modern solutions.
Yes, they do.
He must have been doing a private party. It doesn't say, because it says he was going to be there in L.A. Of course, he's going to L.A. They have a month-long food festival. It's called the Food Bowl. And when he landed, there were 40 piranhas in his luggage, of all things.
I love his quote. I was extremely obsessed about bringing piranhas because we serve piranhas in the Amazon at Central. So I said, guys, why not take a risk to bring piranhas to L.A.?
Yeah, but I had guinea pig in Quito, Ecuador, but that doesn't mean I cooked my children's guinea pig when I got home.
How do we know that he wasn't just trying to make like Lady Gaga's latest dress?
Right. Isn't it nice to know, though, if you ever are starving, you can eat the guinea pig at home?
You want to know something really cool? You can actually make leather from fish skin.
I believe that.
I swear. So there's a.
You can also make vaginas.
Yes, that's true. That's actually true.
Tilapia.
He's not just being a Brad right now.
Welcome to the year of our Lord 2019.
He's not just being a Brad.
Wow.
Yeah. He's actually somebody made a fallopian tube out of
tilapia.
On the other topic
tilapia,
I was speaking about, I worked for a guy named Ernesto Estrada, and they're kind of like the Estrada family, kind of like the Kennedys of Ecuador.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, this guy was so cool. The first time we met him, we walked up to his door in Coral Gables. He's got a 120-foot yacht out back, right off their dock off the backyard.
Right.
And we walk up to this big wooden door. We're doing a presentation to like market their products and create kind of value-added seafood, frozen and fresh products from their commodity stuff.
Yeah.
So we knock on the door, and my partner and I look at it. We're dressed as nice as we have, and we're like, we're still not dressed nice enough. And this guy comes. He's like 6'4". He looks like the most interesting man in the world. He's wearing this like lightweight linen shirt, and he's got these draping pants, and
come in.
And he's got Jesus sandals on. He opens up the door. Whoa! The angels sing, and he goes, "¿Cómo estás? I'm Ernesto." And then he tilts his head back. He takes a can of Cheese Whiz with no cracker straight in his mouth. He looks and goes, "Like some?" Coolest guy I've ever met. I was like, this guy is worth billions.
Hang on. What did you say?
Yeah, do you have a cracker?
You asked for a cracker?
Actually, I didn't, but I would open my mouth. At that point, I was like a bird, like, feed me, feed me.
Well, yeah, I mean, some guy, yes.
So, it was...
Welcome to my home. Would you like some cheese whiz?
Ernesto asks you if you would like some cheese whiz, you say yes.
You take the cheese. Anyway, so he had a tilapia farm. They did this all-natural, organic tilapia. And
a vagina farm, Brad.
I can never see tilapia any other way now.
Neither can I.
And this guy asked for like just a big sack full of tilapia skins, and he didn't know why. But the guy actually, he tanned them and he turned them into like a jacket. And then like this lightweight jacket. It was actually very cool. It was a dark brown. I know.
I'm sorry.
He turned a sack of...
This damn story has ruined me for life.
I swear.
I'm sorry, I just never...
I'm not faking. I didn't get to go for ride on the yacht, though.
I'm never going to be able to look at tilapia on a menu again before I look at my...
Can I
I'm
just
going to look
tell
at my
you?
fiance and just be like...
Oh my gosh!
That's like going to Brennan's in New Orleans and seeing catfish on the menu.
Right. Just be glad.
Tilapia just needs to go.
Just be glad they didn't mix up the tilapia with the piranha.
Who would have known the difference? If you've never had piranha,
come here, baby.
You know that's what he did.
It bit me.
He went to the local Whole Foods for $8.90 or $14.95 a pound and bought organic tilapia and sold that as piranha. Oh my goodness,
beautiful.
Wow. Yes. Anyway,
where were we? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I have no idea what we were talking about.
The guy smuggling piranha into L.A.
I was requested last night to participate in this Tuesday's upcoming culinary fight club.
Ooh.
Which is going on in
How does
Frisco.
that work?
Is that where you slap each other with fish?
Yeah, so they have an undisclosed number
Choose
of
your
chefs.
weapon. Tilapia, of course.
You come in and you don't know what the theme is, and it's kind of like Chopped, but it's just 1 round, 1 hour, and one winner.
So you walk in, they say, okay, today you're making a cheese souffle.
I actually know what the theme is, though.
Oh, what is cheating?
No, actually, they disclosed it to everyone if they asked.
What's the theme?
So it's basically a bite and a sip. So an hors d'oeuvre or an appetizer, like something small, one bite paired with a small aperitif or cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
So and you get to bring one ingredient of your choice.
What are you taking?
What are you doing?
I just so the idea though it's a competition, right? I mean,
yeah, it is.
So who judges?
Everyone judges, but there are a group of people that are certified EAT judges, which are for the World Food Championship.
Did you just say EAT?
Eat, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Execution, appearance, and taste. Huh. So it's instead of comparing apples to apples, if you make a fajita and I make a filet mignon, you have to look at each dish as an independent dish.
Filet mignon what?
Yes, a filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
Filet mignon?
It's just filet mignon.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was filet mignon. Is it not? Is that not right?
In French is O.
Oh, really?
You also think it's dinnerous. So.
If it were mignon, it'd be an
It's
A at the
dinerous,
end.
yeah.
It's
Dinerous.
Dinerous?
It's Daenerys.
He doesn't.
Targaryen.
You know what? Were you not disappointed by the last episode? I mean,
yes,
it's a freaking democracy. I mean, it's a theocracy.
Along with the rest of the free world
season.
I for my rant today, I actually a writer from Vox, Matt Iglesias.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I'll get into it further, so I won't get into it here. But just to give you guys a preview of what's coming up, he said that it was good that Daenerys burned King's Landing because she wanted to establish a strong centralized government.
So this is kind of like the end of when they got towards the end of the Star Wars series the first time, right? And you had Jar Jar Binks when they started making jokes in the show. Like jokes that were supposed to be funny to us and them in the when you talked about and everybody can vote and no, come on, really? Are you freaking kidding me?
He invents democracy, Sam Tarley. Invents democracy right there. Everyone's like,
and then they fillet and eat him.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And then what's funny is then Tyrion goes, okay, maybe not democracy, but kind of like maybe a representative democracy.
Okay, so here's the thing: you want to see that guy play a good role. A really good role. You need to see a movie called In Bruges.
In Bruges?
Yes. Bruges, Belgium, Bruge.
Uh-huh.
He's an actor there. He's playing I don't know. Doesn't matter. He's playing a child, but they get really drunk and high one night, and he's talking to, is it Colin Farrell?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
you're the one who's seen the movie.
He's a hitman who killed a child, so you have to kill yourself if you do that, if you're a hitman, whether it's on purpose or by accident. So they're chasing him through Bruges, and he meets this guy, and one night they're sitting up, and you have to listen to him pontificate about the future of the world, and how it's more delineated than
Peter Dinklage is pontificating.
Okay. Black, white, brown, yellow. It's small people versus big people.
Really?
Yeah, it's really funny.
Okay,
In Bruges, it's a great movie.
He actually really is a superb actor. Everything that he's been in has been amazing. The only thing
accent
with the exception of Destiny, he was horrible, and he phoned it in Destiny.
But yesterday, I think it was yesterday, Ron and I were talking about fast food fails.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Hula Burger.
Oh, yeah.
The Hula Burger?
Yeah, the Hula Burger. That was back in,
pineapple?
I think, the 60s. Yeah. It was the
60s,
pineapple
70s,
on a bun.
I think it came back once in the early 80s, late 70s.
Is it like an attempt to take like pineapple pizza and make it into another fast food?
No, it was just pineapple on a bun.
Oh,
it was an alternative to the Big Mac, basically.
Why would you do that to a pineapple?
You shouldn't do that. And McDonald's proved that you shouldn't do it.
What was the other one? What was the one where they split the toppings? Remember, they kept the tomato, the lettuce, and the top bun cold on one side.
Yeah,
it was a double pack that opened up, and you had to put your toppings on the.
Not a stupid idea, but
I mean, were you really going to wait that long to eat it?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's why they call it fast food, because you're going to be
exactly.
But then another one was Burger King's table service.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No.
You know what? That was
early 90s.
Yeah, that was short-lived. That was probably one of their shortest-lived, wasn't it?
Between 4 and 8 p.m., customers could sit at a table and order a dinner basket from a server.
A dinner basket?
They brought the food to the table. You get a free popcorn appetizer while you waited for your meal. They advertised on, on MTV. They did cross promotions with movies. And strangely, people were not interested in table service at Burger King.
Really?
I know, it's weird.
Surprised.
It's the McDLT. That was what it was, the McDLT, the one you were talking about, the split.
That's right. And what was the Arch Deluxe? Do you remember that one?
Yeah, what was the Arch Deluxe?
There was
I could understand why people wouldn't want table service at a fast food restaurant.
Because it's a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, I'm there to.
Nobody wants.
I hardly want to talk to any of the register biscuits. I just want to go there.
Wow, did you just call them register biscuits,
dude? I used to be a register biscuit for years.
I get that.
I was
that
one, so I can tell. It's our word, okay. But I want to go there. I want to get my food. I want to sit down. I want to eat in silence while I look at my phone and scroll through Reddit and then be done.
And do it quickly and leave.
Yeah, think about the whole idea behind the color scheme at McDonald's, right? Yellow, orange. It's to get you in and out. It's uncomfortable. They switched from
Is it
really?
Really?
It is.
I thought it was just the plastic chairs.
Yeah, well, that too. They used to have the hardback plastic booths, and they had the plastic chairs, and now they've gone to these comfy. They have like the high top, the community
it's
table,
like the place to be.
But no one,
it's like home.
No one still wants to stay. No one wants to stay there now any more than before
because you're at McDonald's.
And because there's feces on the touchscreen thing where you're
probably, exactly.
Yeah.
The Arch Deluxe, by the way, quarter-pound beef on a split-top potato flour sesame seed bun, topped with a circular piece of peppered bacon, leaf lettuce, tomato, American cheese, onions, ketchup, and a secret mustard and mayonnaise sauce.
What's wrong? Well, that actually sounds okay.
It doesn't sound bad.
A potato bun,
it just
right?
didn't last for whatever reason.
No, when it comes to certain color schemes, though, I mean, I don't know if it's the unpleasantness. I thought it was just because color scheme marketing is superb in terms of getting your message out, or instantly recognizable colors. Red and yellow, you immediately know as McDonald's. It's smarter from a mile away.
It's also Wendy's.
Green and white, yeah, but you're gonna recognize it more with the golden arches. The color scheme, the way it's set up, you're gonna recognize it immediately more as McDonald's than anything else. If somebody were just to show you two colors together and said name that fast food joint, you'd immediately go McDonald's, not Wendy's.
Unless you're a Wendy's fan, in which case you'd say Wendy's. I mean, if you the arches, yeah,
but maybe, but no. I mean, just the two colors together, then more people than not are going to say McDonald's. But the same thing is going to happen, like with Starbucks, that green and white. You line them up together. Just present the two colors, like
best
name
coffee.
Starbucks.
Well, when I moved to Japan, they said McDonald's. I didn't know what they were saying because they don't have hard consonants in Japan. Like a pat is patto.
Patto.
Everything is a syllable. As a matter of fact, their alphabet's called a syllabary. And so you can't say hip, it's hippu. Everything has a vowel that comes after the consonant at the end of a word. So it's makudonardo. Makudonardo. And I'm like, okay, McDonald's, makudonardo. I didn't get it, right? And then I was watching TV one time and they sang the name at the end, makudonardo, and I was like, oh, McDonald's? Only because I saw the logo.
Right.
But,
by the way, Wendy's has taken the yellow out of their...
it's just red now, right?
Yeah, it's all red. They've revamped it, and it's all red.
And his daughter's not on there anymore either. She's nowhere to be found in any of the logos
It's
anymore.
Definitely, it's all about color branding. And I mean, everyone has to do it.
Is she still there? Is she still
yeah.
No, Wendy's is still there because there's no way that they took her out. No way.
Can you take that full screen there, Jeff? And let's see the...
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
It tells you how often I go to Wendy's.
But then their tagline is stupid.
Quality is our recipe.
Quality is in our recipe. It should be. It's not quality is our recipe. Quality is... So your recipe is a single ingredient?
No, quality of service,
You wanna
quality of
talk
ingredients,
about-
quality of culture.
Talk about some of the best marketing in the world. Wendy's is unbelievable.
I like a Wendy's hamburger more than I like a McDonald's hamburger.
Ditto. I like Wendy's food way better than like McDonald's food. Any day
I
of
just
the
like
week.
his square bun on a round. I mean, a square patty on a round bun.
Right.
It blows my mind, man. But no, like the Wendy's. Not only is the Wendy's Twitter account, if you've never been to it,
clever
is one of
They
the
are
best
clever,
Twitter accounts.
Kentucky Fried Chicken's even better.
No way.
KFC follows only 11 people.
Yes.
And their herbs and spices.
Yeah. No, I mean that's funny, but
their
Wendy's,
responses.
Wendy's
Yes.
is consistently hilarious, and I not only that,
I
there
follow
has
Wendy's
been
as well.
a fan how do I say this? The Wendy's girl, the one that represents.
yeah.
Okay, so like a really weird fandom has popped up around her, and they make art about her that ranges from, hey, this is kind of cool, and they're like, she's like got guns, but they're shooting burgers, and she's like, yeah, I'm awesome. To like some really weird porn of her. It gets a little strange. Go to DeviantArt if you ever really want to see weird, like how weird people get about anything.
All right.
Yeah.
Specifically the Sonic the Hedgehog fandom. Go check them out. I've never seen anything weirder.
Ever eaten a hedgehog?
Probably the last video game I played.
Oh, what?
Hedgehog? You ever eaten a hedgehog?
No, I didn't know that was something that you
tasty.
ate.
They come with their own little toothpicks there.
Look at
Great.
I was going to ask if you have to shave them first, but apparently not.
Oh,
They
yeah.
segment themselves like a pineapple.
You just have to be careful, which toothpick you grab. So your show today over on Spoonie, what time?
1 to 3 Central and 2 to 4 East Coast. West Coast, you figured out yourselves.
That's right. West Coast representing.
Well done.
And, I got to be honest, what am I going to talk about? I don't know. I've had bronchitis for a week. I haven't
figure
done
it
any
out.
show prep, but I got lots of time today.
That sounds like me.
Glad to see you're
What are you going to talk about in your show, Brett?
Yeah.
Talk about Atrantil. You can talk about that for an hour.
Yes, it's great for more than bloating. Did you know that?
Yes, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
So
Keeps your flora and fauna fresh.
It does. So, the prebiotics and probiotics, doesn't really matter what they are. It's all inclusive. It's all in one. It's gut health they're figuring out is really the key to overall health.
Oh, it's every week there's a new story. The latest, I think, was on anxiety. Your gut health affects anxiety.
Well, it does because of serotonin levels. 90% of the serotonin made in the body is made in the gut. And if you don't have that, brain don't work.
Go to lovemytummy.com/mojo and you'll find a special deal just for you with Atrantil. Don't forget Spoonie Radio this afternoon from 2 to 4 Eastern. Right? I did that right.
Yes, and you can just go to Spoonie.com or Spoonie Radio and listen to it all day long.
There you go. This is your Daily Mojo.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. Mojo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The impeachment talk growing louder among Democrats after special counsel Mueller delivered his first and possibly only public statement on the Russia probe. President Trump outside the White House moments ago saying that Mueller should never have been named special counsel for the investigation.
Because he wanted the FBI job and he didn't get it, and the next day he was picked as special counsel. So you tell somebody, I'm sorry, you can't have the job. And then after you say that, he's going to make a ruling on you. It doesn't work that way. Plus, we had a business dispute.
And the president says Mueller is a friend of former FBI Director James Comey. The president fielding questions from reporters before departing for the Air Force Academy in Colorado, where he'll be delivering the commencement address. A young fan had to be hospitalized after being beamed by a foul ball at a big league baseball game last night.
It happens dozens of times each game. A player fouls a ball into the stands, fans scramble to retrieve it. But in Houston last night, what should have been a souvenir nearly turned tragic. Chicago Cubs outfielder Albert Almora Jr. sent a hard line drive into the stands.
It hit a young child, and so Almora is really shaken up right there, and I mean, he saw it.
Meanwhile, Amora was in emotional pain. He immediately put his hands on his head and later fell sobbing into the arms of a security guard who updated him on the girl's injuries. Even after the game, Almora was still shaken. I'm Oscar Wells Gabriel.
Louisiana joins a growing list of states passing a heartbeat bill. The Louisiana House has given final approval to a bill barring abortion once an unborn child's heartbeat is detected. The governor, John Bell Edwards, supports the ban, intends to sign it into law. On Wall Street, Dow futures up 34 points, NASDAQ futures up 24 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Okay. Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-452-1075. 800-452-1075. That's 800-452-1075.
Hi, it's Doc Thompson for Matthew 25 Ministries. Matthew 25 Ministries is one of the few charities I'll actually endorse because I know them. I've worked with them, and I know almost all of the money that you donate goes to help people. Go to m25m.org, m25m.org.
A former Democratic National Committee member told Politico on Monday that he will become National Senior Advisor to the Draft Beto campaign. That sounds like a horrible beer, probably a Pilsner.
The Defenders with Stephen Airy, tonight at 9.
MoJo 50.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
This is the MoJo 50 Institute for the Advanced Application of Freedom. Ya bitches.
The mothership has landed.
Well, and as promised over in the Miwi chat room, it's time for the percolator. Always let Patrick on the Daily Mojo.
Word.
Zig the Gator, I would look at Wendy Porn. And Bob Teagarden, ain't nobody got time for that. So there you have it, a sampling of what's happening in the MoJo 50 chat room on Miwi.
A reflection of...
otherwise known as the Wild Wild West.
This guy, what kind of show this is.
Yeah, it's... I think that's all kind of in a
Camp
nutshell.
Director, Mr. D, Camp Director, said, don't Google Wendy's Rule 34. If you don't want to see a porn version of anything, don't Google anything and then Rule 34.
Right.
For those of you who don't know, Rule 34 is, if it exists, there's a porn version of it.
That's the beauty of capitalism.
Yep.
This is America, after all.
The entrepreneurial spirit is to dream and to do. We are building America.
On the phone with us right now is Michael Taylor. Michael Taylor has the new face of entrepreneurship. If you've ever thought about starting a business, if you've thought about whether or not you've got what it takes to start said business, Michael has some advice for you. Good morning, Mr. Taylor. How are you, sir?
Good morning. Doing fantastic.
Excellent. So tell us about the new face of entrepreneurship.
Well, first of all, let me say that I don't buy into mainstream media in terms of the world is on a path of destruction. I don't think there's ever been a better time to be alive than right now. And if you've ever thought about being an entrepreneur, there's never been a better time. Now, what this book is about, it isn't really about the mechanics of running and starting a business. It's about the heart and soul of the business, which is the entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I do is I've defined being an entrepreneur as simply someone who receives compensation in exchange for a product or service. And I believe there are actually three types of compensations you can receive. And most entrepreneurs, we think about financial compensation. We start a business because we want to make money. Nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
But there's also emotional compensation and what I call spiritual compensation. And to be what I call a new-face entrepreneur, you need to balance all three. And so once again, this book is a step-by-step guide to empower entrepreneurs to be the best entrepreneur they can possibly be.
Well, let me ask you this then. Are you saying that as an entrepreneur, I know some people obviously are, they thrive on being financially rewarded for, their efforts. But what you're saying is that if you don't balance that with the spiritual and the what was the third one? I'm sorry, spiritual, monetary, and personal? Emotional, sorry.
Emotional.
See, I avoid emotions. So that one didn't stick with me. You're saying if you don't balance the three of those, you have a lower shot at being successful. Is that am I correct in stating that?
Well, not necessarily successful, but being happy. See, I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I started my first company when I was 14 years old.
Wow.
And when I was 23 years old, I climbed the corporate ladder, became the youngest manager in the history of this company, and by society standards, I was pretty successful.
Right.
Truth was, I was very miserable. And so I had to be willing to ask myself some deeper questions because I had all the money, all the stuff, the cars, the vacations, and all that, and something was missing. And that's where the emotional and spiritual compensation comes in. And so what I outline in the book are some steps to really get the entrepreneur to ask themselves some deeper questions about what it means to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, and I've heard this in the past. It's the feeding your soul. Basically, if you're not, if you are in a business that is making money hand over fist, and you still feel like that there's something missing, it's because you're not feeding your soul. You're not completing the circuit, if you will. So what you're saying makes complete sense. And you explain how to get this accomplished in your book.
Absolutely, and also it's amazing how easy it has become to be an entrepreneur. See, there used to be three primary barriers that kept people from becoming entrepreneurs. Number one was education. There was a time when you had to have specialized degrees to start a business.
Right.
That's no longer valid. I can go online right now and access any business school and get lessons from the leading minds in entrepreneurship for free. Doesn't cost anything. Another barrier was it used to be that to be successful, you needed location. The better location you had, the more chances of success. Well, now you're not limited by location. I do business all around the world for basically nothing because I can ship my products all around the world. That barrier has been eliminated. And the last barrier, it used to be that you had to have money to start a business. Now, obviously, it's important to have money, but there was a time when you didn't have access to capital. Like we have things, like crowdfunding campaigns, which we never had in the past.
Right.
And people are raising literally millions of dollars through crowdfunding campaigns. And so there's really no barriers to become an entrepreneur. It's just a matter of making a decision and being willing to put forth the effort.
Now, in what you said is kind of a double-edged sword because you're right. Location isn't so much a concern anymore because truly you can be in everyone's home all the time via the internet. The problem then becomes how do you cut through the clutter and become top of mind to your client base?
And that's why you have to invest in your marketing skills. You have to understand how marketing works. And internet marketing, although it's crowded, there's always room for anyone who's willing to learn how to market and to get their businesses in front of the right people.
Customer service, in your opinion, is it, because everywhere I go, man, it seems like it is dead and buried. It is is customer service still a thing? Is it still one of the aspects of success when it comes to small business?
Absolutely. Without customer service, without customers, you have no business. And so if you don't have in place a customer service program that makes sure that you're taking care of your customers, you're destined for failure. And so, yes, if you look at the retail space specifically, and you look at how many retail stores are now closing because everything is now going online and Amazon and all of that, So, but you still have to have customer service if you're online. You need to stay in touch with your customers. You need to let them know, that your product's being shipped immediately. You've got to answer their questions if there's a problem with the product. So, yes, customer service is still key because without customers, you have no business.
Well, I would suggest that it's probably even more important now because you're not facing your customers. They're not standing in front of you. So you have to make the extra effort if, in fact, you want to be able to compete with the Amazons of the world, because the customer service aspect could be the angle that you have over them, because it's tough to compete with them in terms of pricing and speed of delivery. I mean, we're getting to a point where you just have to think about wanting to order something and it's on your doorstep. So the customer service aspect seems like it would be of paramount importance, as you said. Where can people find out more about you and about your book?
A simple way that if you go to joypassionprofit.com, all one word, joypassionprofit.com, and you can gain access to the book. And if they're members of your tribe, and if they put in the code MoJo at the end,
all right,
they get a 25% discount on the book.
Excellent. Use the promo code MoJo at joypassionprofit.com, and we will tweet out that link here right now. And we certainly appreciate you being on the program, and we'll let out the entire Jack Hole Nation about joypassionprofit.com. Michael Taylor, again, thank you so much for being here. And the name of the book is The New Face of Entrepreneurship. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You too, my friend. Thank you. It's tough to. I like his attitude. It is still tough to get out there and be successful as a small business, because you do have to cut through all of the other crap, and you have to deal with Amazon, going up against the Amazons of the world, and that's hard to do.
One of the things that even major corporations are really struggling with right now is the fact that people walk into their stores to see the thing, hold the thing, look at it.
Yeah.
And then they go home or they on their phone, they're just right there and they'll just purchase it. Like on Amazon, they'll check to see if it's cheaper there. Many stores nowadays have gotten into the habit of going, what price is it on Amazon? We'll match that or try to beat it.
Right.
Fry's does that.
You have to.
Yeah. Fry's will scour the net before you buy something big, like a computer part or something like that, just to see if somebody else is selling it for less. And they'll sell it to you for less right there.
By the way, if you don't have a Fry's where you live, boy, are you missing out.
Seriously, Fry's
is like the greatest, weirdest concoction and combination of products I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I want to say, I looked them up one time. I want to say they started as like a grocery store.
They did,
or something
in Arizona.
Weird.
Yeah.
And how they morphed from grocery store to what they are today.
They're still a grocery store. The thing is, the father started it, and then the son, he's like, well, I don't want to be a grocer. I want to be an electronics guy. So he took his father's brand and everything like that, and then just wheeled it out into Fry's Electronics, the Fry's Electronics we know now. But yeah, I mean, the thing is like the Fry's that I go to, the ones that's closest to me, is the most ghetto Fry's I've ever seen. You walk in there and it's like, certain things it's not the most trafficked store, and I am scared. I am scared that one day I'm going to pull up there and it's going to be closed. That is a nightmare that I have. I love Fry's so damn much. Jeff knows.
It just seems to be more male centric than female centric, and
it's kind of a nerds.
It's like a man cave.
Yeah,
place.
It really is. You can find anything you need there, and I'm not. I mean, you go in there. You want a big screen TV? They got that. You want a sound system? You want to build your own computer? I did. I went to Fry's.
It's not hyperbole. You really can find whatever you need there.
And then as you're checking out, they've got every candy imaginable just lined up there for you. Ice cream? You want it? They got it. Jeff knows. Jeff, he's nodding enthusiastically.
And energy drinks and everything. Listen,
whatever you need.
Our Fry's actually has a coffee shop in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's awesome. And just for it to be a guy thing, I agree. But my wife, she enjoys being able to go up in there because there's a huge, as seen on TV area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
So she loves that type of stuff.
There's an entire section for kids.
And models.
Yeah.
I mean, plastic models.
Yeah.
Model.
Yeah. But I mean,
they may have those in the back of the store.
They've got any hobby that you might have. They've got it covered.
It's
it really is one of the greatest stores I've ever seen. I will drop what I'm doing if somebody goes, "Hey, you want to go to Fry's?" Yes, I do. I used to live at near the one near in Galveston or near Galveston and Webster.
Right.
And that one is badass because it's every Fry's has a theme, like a different theme.
Right. Oh, wait a minute. It does?
Yeah, every Fry's has a different theme. Like the one in Plano is actually, I think it's like a Roman, like a Roman Coliseum type thing going on. The one near me is in Dallas. The one in Dallas is like a ranch, like with like longhorns. You'll see longhorns like along the top of it, like they're clustered into a gate. Yeah, the one in Webster near Galveston is actually NASA themed, so it's all like space stuff.
No idea.
Yeah,
I'll be darned.
It's amazing. The one outside of Houston to the north is actually oil rig themed. Yeah,
I learned something new. That's what I learned today.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah.
See, this is who says this is not an educational program.
Right. You guys should drop the mic right now before you screw up the
I
rest.
know, right? It's just I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead.
Yep. So, what do you want to rant about?
So earlier I gave you guys a little preview.
Let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, just a tad one, just a tad, just to So Ocasio-Cortez, who is my favorite politician of all time, decided that she was gonna strike back at those pesky Republicans, right-wing racists, men. Doesn't like them. Over Memorial Day, as I told you guys, the Fresno Grizzlies. And by the way, this is up at redstate.com. They released a short video on Memorial Day. It was a speech by Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
About the importance of freedom and those who sacrificed for it. It's an amazing speech. The Fresno Grizzlies actually put together an amazing video to go along with it.
Right.
I really enjoyed it. But near the end of the video, you know, Reagan, he mentions the enemies of freedom and how we have to resist them. And the Fresno Grizzlies decided that they were going to accompany that with pictures of people who actually are enemies of freedom. The obvious ones being dictators like Kim Jong-un, Fidel Castro, you know, communists. And then they also threw up Antifa. Antifa, who is a domestic terrorist group. They are fascists, despite the fact that they call themselves, quote, anti-fascists. But they are fascists. They will hurt you if you disagree with them.
Right.
Let's put it that way.
That can be a problem.
It can be just a slight problem.
Mm-hmm.
They are thugs. The funny thing about Antifa, though, is that they're all thugs that look like the kid that got picked on in high school, you know?
Kind of the
they're like, screw you, fascist! I'm gonna kill you! And then, like, then they come at you with a bat. Like, seriously, some of my favorite videos on YouTube.
They're like gremlins.
Kinda.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my favorite videos on YouTube are Antifa people just getting the absolute shit kicked out of them. Like, that's fun to watch. There's this guy came after, obviously, this kid was not going to beat this guy to fight, you know? I don't know if even he was a Trump supporter, or if he was just some random dude on the street that Antifa decided to intimidate, because they do that. But the Antifa guy came after him with like a pole, like a metal stick or something like that. This guy just wallops the crap out of him. It's in slow-mo too. I mean, you can see the moment, like when the fist impacts the face.
It snaps
the
back.
His face just goes whoosh like this to the side, and he just falls down lifeless. Like, it was beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
And normally I don't condone violence, but if you're coming at people because you disagree with them and you're trying to like hurt them,
I can't condone it, but I can understand it.
Dude, I'm going to get a kick out of watching you get hurt. I am. I'm going to get a kick out of it. The same people who block highways.
Yes.
If a car forces its way through your line and you just so happen to be the unlucky bastard who gets, hurt by it, I'm going to enjoy it a little bit. I'm sorry, I will. That might be morbid, but don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. Okay? But anyway, the other photo that the Grizzlies decided that they were going to include in this little video was our own our Democratic Socialist sweetheart, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
You mean Hope herself?
Hope personified. Hope personified, folks. The future. the hope of our future. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. They decided to throw her in there as an enemy of freedom. Now, this obviously caused a lot of controversy. People were like, how could you compare her to a dictator. Well, very easily, actually. But I'll get to that. All right. Ocasio-Cortez responded to the video as well as you might expect. Her immediate reaction was what she usually does. It's a woe is me move. All right. This is why I get so many death threats. She said, what people don't and maybe do realize, she was tweeting this out, by the way, is when orgs air these hateful messages.
Right.
My life changes. Because of the flood of death threats they inspire. I've had mornings where I wake up and the first thing I do with my coffee is review photos of men. It's always men. That's actually something she said. Who want to kill me.
Kind of a weird fetish, but
yeah, it's a little. Yeah, I mean, look,
whatever it takes.
Whatever it
takes.
Mm-hmm. She keeps going. Fox. She turns her attention to Fox News, of course. She says, I don't even get to see all of them, just the ones that have been flagged as particularly troubling. It happens whenever Fox gets particularly aggressive, plus hateful.
Has she been watching Fox lately? Because they're leaning a lot more to the left.
I feel like they're a lot more centrist than much of the left gives them credit for.
Yeah.
Just because Hannity exists on the network. Look. Their primetime lineup is incredibly right-wing. There's no denying that. You know?
We had Brett Hume yesterday talking about, maybe it is time to impeach after Mueller's little speech.
Right. Well, yeah. Massey was doing it too.
I know.
But just because you want to impeach a president doesn't mean that you're left or right. It's if they did wrong, they did wrong.
Correct. Yes.
And that's understandable.
Given the context of what Mueller said, is like.
I'm not going to jump on a person who is an established right winger, like libertarian, just because they, decided that they're going to fall on the side of principles instead of party. It's fine. If you're standing by your principles instead of party, then great. I really appreciate that. I really do.
Yes.
I don't necessarily agree with you, but you know what? Maybe in time I might. Who knows? But that's the magic of being able to decide for yourself. And I have to appreciate the people who take that step. Jonah Goldberg, he and I don't agree all the time, but I do respect the crap out of him, But anyway, that's neither here nor there. She says, young interns have to constantly hear hateful messages far beyond disagreement from people we don't even rep. Then she tweeted a third time, all of this to say that words matter and can have consequences for safety. Do you see where this is going? For those who believe in free speech, whose free speech do you believe in? Because some folks using free speech to defend racism are also supporting folks passing laws to allow running over protesters.
They're in the road.
They are in the road.
Got to go.
And, maybe don't get in the highway. Don't get in the middle of the freaking highway. And then try to make people... I reached my tolerance level, my threshold, whenever I watched as these same people who were blocking highways and in the name of like Black Lives Matter or something like that, were blocking an ambulance that had a kid in it who was trying to be taken to the hospital. At that point in time, I was like, you know what? I'm going to voluntarily run you guys over for this kid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You guys are idiots. I will take the fall for running you guys over so that this kid can get to safety. That's freaking ridiculous. But this is who Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez supports,
and who she is.
Wacky. Now, look, I'm not going to go into the sexism much that was displayed in this little tweet-a-thon that she had. I think it's very clear and obvious that she's sexist. Many people, including me, have written about it ad nauseum. It's fine. She's sexist. I get it. All right. But what I want to point out here is the elephant in the room. And it's the fact that our little democratic socialist here, socialist, by the way, she describes herself as one, advocated for the restriction of free speech after she got mad that somebody compared her to a dictator.
Yes, there's it is dripping with irony.
Now, here, I want to make this very clear. Death threats against politicians are horrible. They should not happen. All right? Grow up. to anyone who is making them, just grow up. You don't need to do this, okay? This is ridiculous. And I want to already, making death threats to a sitting politician is illegal. That's not covered under free speech.
Isn't making death threats to anybody illegal?
Depends on the state and the way that you do it. Yeah. Now, I don't condone death threats in any regard. Look, if you're unless somebody like straight up killed your kid, you know, and you're like, I'm gonna kill you for that, you know, all right, great, but that's fine. But if you're just like disagreeing with someone politically or you don't like their ideological opinions, and you're like, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna kill you, that's wrong. Don't do that. That should be a felony. Okay, but right now, a sitting politician threatening death to one is a felony. It is a felony to do that. All right. So there are restrictions on what we would consider, quote, free speech. All right. Don't shout fire in a movie theater. Don't do things that could potentially get people hurt. Don't incite violence against a specific group of people or a person. And fine. Outside of that, it's fine. I don't care. But what she's advocating for, what she's angry about, the death threats that she brought up, it's already illegal. That's illegal. That you can't do that. But that's not what she's aiming at here. She's not aiming at that. What she's aiming at is the video that she claims inspires violence and speech that causes racism, quote unquote. Now, I'm running out of time here.
You still have to talk about Tar River Arms.
Yeah, go ahead and talk about Tar River Arms. I'll pick this up.
Guns. Tar River Arms. I found the perfect, and it's on the sale rack.
Oh,
just saying, there's a gun on the sale rack. TRA Guns, the Springfield Armory XDS 9mm. It's a 3.3-inch carry pistol. Look at that price.
Oh,
that is a sexy price. That's $385. They have one of them. And this is a sharp looking gun, and comes with the case and everything right there. I mean, it is a nice little carry pistol. If you're looking for something that's fun to carry.
Yep.
If you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I do.
It's fun to carry. This is it. It's go to traguns.com, click on the clearance tab, and then take a look at the Springfield Armory XDS 9mm carry pistol. It is bad to the bone. traguns.com. This, of course, is your Daily Mojo.
High capacity, fully automatic, large caliber, freedom. MoJo 50.
Uber was supposed to make people uber rich, and Lyft was supposed to be a lift to the stock market. Both of the ride-sharing companies have recently gone through their IPOs to the stock market. Both of them were expected to be huge hits. Did that happen? According to the New York Times, Uber had dreams of being a $120 billion market cap company and setting all sorts of records. The reality? Uber debuted with a stock price of $45 per share, and after its IPO craziness, has settled in around $41 a share to date. That means a market cap of a whopping $69 billion, otherwise known as about half of what Goldman Sachs and others told Uber it would be worth. The Uber IPO lost more in dollar terms than any other IPO since 1975. On the other side, Lyft has lost half of its stock market value since its IPO date, so neither of these two companies are doing so hot on the market. How did it happen? Well, one answer might be in the fact that both of these companies are carrying massive amounts of debt to their public offerings. In the case of Lyft, it's nearly $1 billion, and Uber has doubled that to $2 billion in debt. In fact, Lyft's just released quarterly report shows a per-share loss of $9.02 per share, equaling that billion-dollar figure from before. Furthermore, despite showing a 95% growth in Q1 on year-to-year earnings and 16% quarterly gains, its EBITDA is expected to be between $270 and $280 million in losses. Sprinkle in a driver base that went on strike in some key cities across the United States, and you could see why investors were a bit leery. On a side note, that strike went nowhere fast, as the NLRB General Counsel has denied their right to employee status, noting mainly their abilities to set their own working hours and work for competing businesses. Talk about a messy debut. I'm Andrew Coppins, and this has been By the Numbers. You can follow me on all the socials at The Coppins Show.
By the Numbers with Andrew Coppins is powered by TarRiverArms.com. They've revolutionized online firearm sales with high-resolution pictures, 3D imaging, and the best prices. How much will you save? Find out at TarRiverArms.com. That's TarRiverArms.com.
The Daily Mojo.
Zig the Jackhole Gator. Their mamas didn't teach them not to play in traffic. And you're right.
Yep.
If you're going to play in the street, it's like playing with fire. Guess what? You're going to get burned.
Yep.
That's all. That's common sense right there, which again is in short supply. As you were saying.
Well, TechRoo said there is this is just an interesting thing. TechRoo said there is or was a Fry's Electronics in San Jose that has a Nikolai Tesla theme and a giant Tesla coil they operate in coordination with the FAA.
That's cool. I didn't realize they all had different themes because I've been to the one in Vegas. I've been to one here.
What did the one in Vegas look like?
I thought like the one here. Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
Really?
Maybe I was just so taken with all the stuff. I just didn't notice that there was a theme.
Yeah. If Amazon puts Fry's out of business, I will be a sad puppy. Let me tell you.
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible, but I will be a sad puppy. But in any case.
Skynet.
As I was saying, so the Ocasio-Cortez tweet-a-thon is a strike against free speech, but she wasn't actually aiming at death threats, which are already illegal, especially to sitting politicians in Washington. That's a felony. What she was aiming at was the video that compared her to a dictator.
Excuse me, unless you're threatening Trump.
Oh, that's fine.
Yes.
That's fine. It happens on Twitter all the time, and Twitter.
So as long as you're threatening the president,
right?
You're
That's
fine.
Well, that president.
Yes, yes.
You know, if you do it to let's say Obama or something like that,
then it becomes a felony.
That's a felony, and they're going to turn you in. They're going to have the FBI investigate you. And she also aimed at quote because some folks are using free speech to defend racism, and are also supporting folks passing laws to allow running over protesters. So she's talking about racist speech. Now, here's the thing. Racist speech is still free speech. Hate speech is still free speech. All right? If some dude rattles off the N-word and says all Jews need to die and yada, 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 he can say that without punishment.
He'll get his ass beat at some point, most likely. But
without legal punishment.
Right.
You know, he'll still suffer socially. And fair enough. All right? But it's still free speech. The thing that she is doing here is very dictatorial. That's what she is advocating for something a dictator would. They are saying bad things about me, and so they have to be shut up. They have to be punished. The more I look at AOC and what she does, the more I can't help but think she's a dictator. Look at the way that she advertises herself, and this ties in to the whole Be Hope picture that she released of herself. All right. Be hope. This is ridiculous. This is something that a dictator would do. It's that self-aggrandizement. It's that self-deification. I am the future. I am hope. She said, that video she released of herself.
Walrus.
I am the walrus. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Thank you.
That video that she released of like the animation of her and how her fantasy world where she released the Green New Deal and it saved the planet and the children celebrated her.
Is that the one with all the paper dolls? There was one I saw on her Twitter feed where it was it was animated and there were all these and they were all women.
Oh yeah. That's we're probably talking about the same one. Yeah, they were all women.
It was every apparently the future is
female.
Without men. Yeah,
the future is female. Said sexist feminist.
As long as they're hot, I'm good.
But this is what I'm talking about. Like everything that she does, it's self-aggrandizing, it's self-deifying. You know, she wants to make herself seem like she is some kind of, the embodiment of the future, the embodiment of hope, the embodiment of saving lives and yada yada and all of that is good, all that is fair, all that is justice. That she's making herself out to be this way. But in doing so, she's literally proving the people who are calling her, who are comparing her to a dictator, correct. You are Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a would-be dictator. You try to shut people up. You're going after free speech. You want to take things from people that don't belong to you. You want the government to seize businesses. All right? You want to have control over everything. Look at your Green New Deal. That is a call. Give me control.
I don't think that she is I don't want to say smart enough because I don't think she's completely stupid, but I don't think she sees the irony in her statement.
No, I don't think she does either. But I will say this:
unaware.
I think she is stupid, and I know that sounds horrible to say, but I think she is stupid.
Do you think she has a low IQ, or do you think she's ignorant?
No, it's low IQ. She does not understand what she is saying, or cannot wrap her mind around concepts.
So she doesn't have the ability to learn, is what you're saying? Because if she has a low IQ, I mean, she's not.
Look at the way she was a bartender up until this point, all right? And the only reason that she got to this point is because she was at the right place at the right time. Someone found her.
Oh, yeah.
And said, we're going to use you as a face.
There are strings attached to her somewhere.
Oh, there are strings attached, and it's not somewhere. You can see where it is. Her benefactor, her
Who is
current
pulling
chief,
the strings?
her current chief of staff. It was the guy who funded her.
What's his name? Almir?
Some weird name.
Pokemon. What's his name?
It's a Pokemon name. But this guy funded her campaign, has been pulling the strings all along, has been moving the money around, has been telling her what to say, what to do. All right. She is a tool. That's all she is. I don't think that she's smart enough. And no offense to bartenders. That's not what I'm saying. There are plenty of smart bartenders out there. But I'm saying Chakrabarti, that's right. There are plenty of people out there who are in labor professions and stuff like that, or service professions that should be running. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. They're smart, they're wise, they have common sense. But she didn't really want to, or it seemed to be able to get further than this. All right? Until somebody found her and helped her up by guiding her, using her as her face, putting her in the right clothes. This is the same woman who, by the way, couldn't afford a place in D.C. for a little while, but was, for some odd reason, clothed in some very expensive clothing. How?
What was the name of the Burn Down? Is it Burn Down the House? Bring Down the House? Bring Down the House, yeah. The documentary on Netflix?
Yeah.
Notice she was the hotter of the two that made it, too. Because the other one didn't make it.
Oh, yeah, look at her Twitter feed whenever she tweets. Who are the people coming to her rescue? Young men. Young white men. You know, they knew what they were doing with her. You know, they released that video of her dancing.
Which
hoping
was
that
hot.
people would.
She was hot in it.
It was, yeah. She looked good.
Yes, she did.
She looked good. All right. Everything that they've done for her when it comes to promotion is more or less.
They made two mistakes. They left the vocal cords and they gave her thumbs.
But I'm sorry, but every time she releases something, every time she speaks, every time she tweets, it is proof that everything that we're saying about her is true. She doesn't understand that she's doing this. All she sees is what she's programmed to see, you know, by the social justice left. There are men making fun. She doesn't understand. She doesn't see the women that are constantly coming after her. She doesn't see them. It's just the white men who keep making fun of her. Oh, it's them. It's the white men.
Oh, the women.
It's always men.
The women coming after her are being coerced by the men to do it.
Of course.
It's still the men's fault.
But what is her solution? Shut them up. Make it so that they can't speak. They can't express themselves.
Right.
Shut them down.
Yeah.
I want them kicked off social media. I want them either, if that can't happen, I need them publicly shamed. It's shut them up. She is a dictator. A would-be dictator, if she could. She would be a dictator. So everything that the Fresno Grizzlies said about her, and initially, at least, they apologized later and said that's not really how we think of her. Come on. Dude, just stick by it. They're right. They're 100% correct. She's going after freedoms. That makes her an enemy of freedom.
Well, ironically, she'd fit in great in Cuba.
Yeah.
But also, ironically, coming up, it'll be next month, I believe. They are finally getting open Wi-Fi down there, public Wi-Fi.
Oh, really?
So
public Wi-Fi?
Yes.
Because that works real well.
Yes, because...
have they never been to a concert?
They're all the Wi-Fi down there apparently controlled by the government. Go figure.
Yeah, that'll work really well.
Yeah. By the way, coming up July 12th, there will be and I just tweeted out the link to the story on Red State, too.
Thank you.
It's out there. You read the rest of that. July 12th, you will have your opportunity if you go to the restaurant in Seattle to... So the restaurant up there is having a Fake O contest.
Wow.
You will have to convince a panel of judges, including notable New Yorkers and special guests. You'll get, if you are crowned the winner. Ironically, it doesn't say what you would win if you win, but
you win the respect of every man.
It's excuse me, and it's
within
not
a 3-mile radius.
It's in New York.
No, you win YouTube famous.
Oh yeah. That'll be yes.
It'll be viral.
This
video.
contest
That's
will
what
be.
it'll be.
Here's the thing. Here's the
15
difference.
minutes
though.
is here.
What year did this movie come out? Was it 88? It was way back there. Now, what you'll have is women wanting to get up on the table naked.
You think?
Are you? Yes. We live now in the world where people, you don't have to imagine anything. Everything is right there, as the Eagles said in the song "Life in the Fast Lane." Everything, all the time. That's where we are.
Yeah.
Ta-da! So it'll be interesting to see what, and they probably will have rules that you have to keep your clothes on.
I can see women getting up there too, but I don't know. If they're really truly looking for their 15, they don't really need to take their clothes off. Just the audio alone would probably be enough. Because like even if we cut to audio, but somebody didn't know what was happening. Listening to this show for a second. And they were probably like,
by the way, Ron, that was the sound of a satisfied woman. I know you've never heard that.
Oh, Brad. Brad just freaking.
Where did he go?
What?
Oh, he's back there behind the wall. Just saying. You're welcome.
Oh, my gosh. That was a classic movie.
Yes, it was. They just don't make them like that anymore.
They really don't. I've actually... It's all remakes nowadays. The new Aladdin is out. I mean, I kind of want to see it, but I also like.
Oh, that's why they remake them.
That's why they remake them right there. But I heard that it's not bad.
Is a woman going to be Aladdin this time?
No, but she is empowered. She now has apparently a song after she's locked up called I don't know, something like Silenced or something. I forget, but. It's all like, I'm going to be the Sultan, you know, that kind of thing. And yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
There's a big auction. Does it end tonight? This is a pretty cool auction. The Nazi code making Enigma machine is up for auction.
Oh, is that the one from the Imitation Game?
It's not that particular one. It has this device is unique. They said even among Enigma machines, it's because it has a German Navy design 3-cipher rotor. It even has a proper name. It's called the Funkschlüssel. What's a Funkschlüssel?
Funkschlüssel.
$20. Same as downtown. The Nazis used Enigma machines, of course, during and before World War II, up until 45. Here's the thing. You know, they had all the code breakers and everybody working on breaking the code.
Right.
And I had forgotten this part, but the reason that they were able to finally break the code of the Enigma machine, ironically, because every one of their secret messages ended with Heil Hitler.
Really?
Which was enabled. It enabled the code breakers to figure out what the rest of the code was.
So it was kind of oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah. This machine is housed in its original wooden case. Has metal wheels with an engraving of the Third Reich emblem, the black eagle above the swastika. On the inside of the wooden case are instructions in German on how to clean and configure the machine. It has a quartz keyboard, different from QWERTY keyboard. And the Enigma machine lights up when used. All 26 bulbs still on the lamp board, and only one is broken.
Wow.
Bidding again ends tonight. No, excuse me. Yeah, tonight is the 30th. Ends tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time.
What's it currently at?
The bidding starts at $200,000.
That's it?
200,000. Oh, you know it's going to go for more than that.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, like, that's a starting bid. I would have figured like at least $1.5 million.
Now they minimum bid right now. It's standing right now at apparently $200,000.
Really?
And
it ends tonight?
Yeah, and it's tonight 8 o'clock Eastern time.
I kind of figured that.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
It'll be one of those things where they're waiting to the last
Yeah.
minute.
Oh, and then
I
everybody
guarantee
comes
you.
in at the last second.
$200,000 is a lot of change, right?
For sure.
Well, not for you. I mean, you just have to.
Well,
you
Jeff
get that much
is-
in
but
your
I don't
left
want
pocket.
it.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Otherwise, I'd be on it, but I don't want it. So we're good. But I guarantee you that thing's going to skyrocket right before.
Yes.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Oh yeah, it'll get. What is it called? Sniping.
Yeah,
at the
bid
end.
snipers.
Which is great if you're selling stuff on eBay. It's great. You're looking for the snipers. You want that at the last minute. Whoa, that happened to me with a hat. I had a collapsible silk top hat, a red one.
Yeah.
And it was like the whole auction, the 7-day auction was like at $45-$50. And the last 30 seconds, all the way to $300. I was like, yes. Now, if I want something, I want the snipers to stay the hell away.
Yeah.
It's me. Don't. By the way, this hat that we have in front of us, the Trump 2016
Politician's
faux
hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
This will be on eBay. This is part of the Doc Thompson collection that we will be putting on eBay. I think that'll be up by tomorrow night. 7-day auction. I think we're going to start everything $20, same as downtown. And you'll be able to have a little, for those of you, especially if you can get to MoJoCon and have the opportunity to buy some of the clothing and the goodies that were here from Doc, because, so I always said, hey, if you die, can I have some of your stuff? Guess what? You have to sort it all out. That's the part that I didn't expect to have to go through. Damn it.
Hey, that gift card that you found in his car?
Yes.
In-N-Out Burger?
Did it?
Oh, dude, yeah, $18.22.
Nice, see?
Yeah, man, me and the missus ate up. It was awesome. I think we left the restaurant spending $2 and a
There
quarter.
you go.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks, Doc.
See?
Right?
I got when we went to Kauai a couple of years ago, I brought him back a hat. I got the hat back.
DMXDM says, a little warning for that audio would have been nice. And about broke my house trying to mute my work PC. Big Pharma Steve said, and my son is now traumatized. Thanks, Brad Staggs.
You're welcome. That's from 1989. That's 30 years ago. That is, that is part of the beauty of human procreation.
It's educational is what
yes,
that
it is. I mean, so few men actually have ever heard that sound. What is that noise?
That's
like
the sound of a pleased woman.
It's like the blonde who takes the vacuum cleaner back to the vacuum cleaner store, says, this thing does not work. And the guy looks at it, plugs it in, turns it on. She goes, what's that noise? See? It's the same thing.
You're a
You can't tell. You know what? You can't tell blonde jokes anymore. You can't tell the best jokes anymore.
No, you can't.
Everybody's offended by something.
Everybody is that. John Cleese was actually they're offended by what he said recently.
Oh, that's right. What was it that he I had it here
so
a second
this
ago.
is actually up at redstate.com right now.
That's where I saw it.
Not written by me though. This is actually written by my colleague Alex Parker. And he said apparently John Cleese said some years ago I opined that London was not really an English city anymore.
That's right.
Since then, virtually all my friends from abroad have confirmed my observations. So there must be some truth in it. I note also that London was the UK city that voted most strongly to remain in the EU. And he also said, I had a Californian friend come over 2 months ago, walk down the King's Road and say, where's all the English people? I mean, I love...
Where all the white women at?
Where all the white women at? I said, that's good. I mean, I love having a different cultures around, but when the parent culture kind of dissipates, you're left thinking, well, what's going on? And so people naturally just launched after Cleese. Wow. They were like, oh, he's a racist, He said, like Ken Chang, he's a supposed comedian. He said, when people say stuff like London isn't really English anymore, what they mean is people with darker skin are treated as human beings and allowed to roam the streets free rather than being treated as commodities where their culture and resources are plundered. Oh, thank you for explaining to me that I totally misunderstood and he actually meant a completely different type of racism. When somebody tried to defend Cleese about what he said, which was not racist, what Cleese said was actually pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Because if you actually look at the way that, especially London is set up nowadays, they encouraged this immigration,
Uh-huh.
And Cleese was making the observation that, look, it is not as English as it used to be anymore. It's not really English anymore. It's now this mix of cultures. primarily many from the Middle East. And it's okay to make an observation. So you not only can you not be comedic anymore, you can't even say things that are true.
It's like, nope. People have been Twitter banned for. Didn't James Wood did he get banned for life?
I don't think. Did he get banned for life? I thought it was just a temporary suspension.
I don't know. But yeah, he would tweet a lot of things that were just fact, and boom, out of here.
Oh no, one of my friends, Kathleen McKinley, who works for the Houston Chronicle, she's a contributor there. All she said was, Islam, something along the lines of Islam creates radicals, which is a true statement. What do you think ISIS was? Al Qaeda, all these people. All these groups, they turned radical due to Islam. That's what happened. All she did was make that observation, and suddenly she was suspended by Twitter.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it takes nowadays. Nowadays, you can't even say things like, hey, did you lose your job, Mr. BuzzFeed worker guy? Mr. HuffPo guy? Huh? Learn to code. Twitter will suspend you for doing that.
Yeah.
You know what they won't suspend you for? Or they will suspend you. They won't suspend you for saying learn to code. All right, which is that's messed up as it is. What they will suspend you for, however, and this is something that I wrote about not long ago. An analyst recently went out and found connections to Antifa.
Yeah.
Between Antifa and journalists, and he tweeted out his findings.
Is that like a beer's much better than a woman kind of thing?
What?
Is it like a beer's much better than a woman kind of thing, or is just it compared journalists with Antifa members?
Oh no! They found connections, like more than like 8 or more connections to Antifa with these journalists, and some of them have working relationships with these members of Antifa.
Gotcha.
And he got suspended from Twitter. It's freaking crazy.
Welcome to the new age.
Yeah, they're okay with people saying, "Well, I'm going to practice violence against or assault a politician, be it a milkshake or acid." That's fine. That can stay up. All right, but don't tell people to learn to code.
It was on this day in 1783, William Young filed a patent for the ice cream freezer.
Oh, okay.
Which you get to tell everybody about cat coolers. See the connection?
Yeah. Well done. Good segue.
Thank you. It's my job. Go ahead, tell them about cat coolers.
You wanted me to talk about
Yes, I said.
Oh, okay.
That's the part where I said you get to tell them about cat coolers.
Oh, I missed that part.
Right, yeah.
Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, so cat coolers, man. How great are they? They're better than a segue that I didn't notice.
You were just in awe.
Much cool. I was actually reading our listeners' tweets. But I'll gladly talk about cat coolers, Brad, because cat coolers are the best.
Yes, they are.
Hey, you want to try it again?
Let's try that one more time. One more time.
Right, here we go. We'll just erase that part, and we'll do 3, 2, and go. It was on this day in May 30th in 1783 that William Young was given the patent for the ice cream freezer.
What? The ice cream freezer?
Yes.
You know what is as good, if not better, than an ice cream freezer,
what would that be?
A cat cooler.
Very nice segue.
Cat coolers are not only incredibly durable, they will keep your ice, man, cold for like 3 days. It'll still be ice when you look in 3 days later. So no matter what you put in there, it is going to remain ice cold. And even right now, Brad, if you go and you buy a cat cooler, if you go and enter the promo code Brandon, you will get 10% off your cat cooler purchase. Not only that, you can get them customized. They come in all sorts of different colors. Cat yellow. Okay, you can get it in black. All right, you can get it in camouflage.
Yes, you can.
You can get it pretty much with my face on it if you want to, and feel free to do that.
Yes,
anytime you open it up, that's my face right there. And you'll associate me with a good time.
Very small licensing fee.
That's right. Do whatever. Catcoolers.com. Head there. Let's wrap this up.
Good idea.
What do you mean it's let's go?
We want to try that again, too?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Do we want to try that again, too?
Wow. The wheels are off the train. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. The end of Doc Thompson's Daily Mojo. Before we go, as always, let's find out what we learned today. We learned that you should make sure that your surgeon always knows the difference between tilapia and piranha. Just saying. We learned that, ironically, Donald Trump will not get the royal treatment at Buckingham Palace. And we learned that hope is a 3-letter word. Isn't that beautiful?
Ah, that was amazing.
Yes. The Brandon Morse from RedState.com. What, if anything, did you learn today?
If you didn't date Natalie Portman,
yeah,
just give up on the future. There's no hope for you.
Yeah, you might as well bury your head in the sand.
Yep. Also, I learned that I'm very angry that I'm being culturally appropriated right now. Me and my cowboy culture here in Texas.
You have a cowboy culture?
Yeah. Apparently I do, and I need to be angry about it. I didn't know this.
You're not even wearing boots.
Well, I am wearing boots today.
I'm wearing leather underpants.
See?
Does that count?
Stop appropriating my culture, Brad.
Damn it.
Wait, are you from Texas?
I am now.
See, okay, never mind then. It's your culture, too.
See?
Yeah. Also, I am, full of freedom gas.
Well, that's a good
thing.
thing.
And I cannot wait to spread that freedom around.
That's very nice. I'm sure your fiancée is going to love it when you come home.
She really, really is, Brad. She cannot wait.
The bell count for today's show. There were 3 missed innuendo bells.
Wow.
15
wow.
actual bells. 7 rim shots. And 7 AOCs.
Wow,
Thank you, Leprechaun 420.
He's got them all.
He really does, man.
Good for him.
I really appreciate that level of dedication.
He is on top of things.
Brad Staggs Flannel Jacket said, today's show recap hour. Ha! Oh, that was the first hour. 2, food is good. Ron was also pooping the whole hour. 3, a woman gave us the blah, blah, blah. I think her name was Brianna Morse. Also, the next MoJo 50 platform merger, 24-hour sex sounds.
You know what?
That might be a good idea for a show.
Yeah, welcome to 2019. I'll bet you we would get some numbers on that.
Probably, yeah.
Yes.
Klopp, a.k.a. that one guy, said, it's not enough just to feel the burn anymore. Now you must take the next step and burn for Bernie.
Yeah.
Apparently, the guy set himself on fire, so...
Yeah, it was pretty rough, too. We talked about that in the first hour.
Yeah.
It was... Yeah, that was, if you're setting yourself on fire out there to bring the heat to the president, you're doing it wrong.
Exactly.
We'll get to those new numbers on procrastination, by the way, when Doc returns from his Florida vacation. Your Daily Mojo, in the meantime, has been a Ron behind the wall glass guy and Handicap Jeff production. Wherever you go, whatever you do, live by the 5 rules. You got a shot at being right and being happy. Good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are!
Need a nap.